Oh, hi there. Again, for the second time in the day, I'm going to continue where I left off earlier today, which is more coffee and more shogi. This morning it wasn't enough coffee, and it definitely wasn't enough shogi. So I'd like to continue on. In the meantime, I see that got another follower of Vladiban013. In between streams, thank you very much for that. Closing in, very close now to this Menjo certificate stream. Very close, dangerously close to unlocking the full power of the Menjo certificate. But first, I wanted to take a look. I don't know, this is a little later in the afternoon here, 1:44. I forgot to. Hey Siri, what time is it in Tokyo? 6:45 a.m. That means people are going to start getting on. So those Shogi Wars counts should be going up. The Shogi Club 24 counts should be going up. That'll be good. If we don't get anything, I'm going to start Unleash Shogi and hope for the best there. And if don't have good luck, move elsewhere. And also, as discussed, I've got here's stack one of English shogi books and to go over, and stack two of the English shogi books to go over. So I think this is all the English books I have. I think I might have more, but we'll be able to go over those. There was I think recent little bit of discussion on Shogi Harbor about a tier list for the English books. I'm not going to make my own list. I don't have that tier list software, or maybe it's a web page, and I could do it. But for the most part, I agreed with what was said in that discussion. But always worth rehashing, because I do have some different. I do have. It's not a hot take, but I do have a major disagreement with one of the top rated books on that list, which I've already talked about before. And it's not for a reason of the quality of the book, it's for the notation style. Anyway, let's get into it. Lee Shogi, Hyper Rapid Arena, that's not too much going on, and they're both paused. So, same deal as before. Create a game and wait for a challenge. If it doesn't come in, switch over to Shogi. We'll try Shogi Wars. We'll see how busy Shogi Wars is. All right. Excited, very excited. This morning's session was good. We had a lot of discussion, a lot of really fun stuff, a lot of fun discussion, and the games were fun too. And feeling pretty good about it. Once the person that I had mentioned, once I was free, I reviewed which game was it? It just happened and I can't remember. I did review one of the games and got a couple ideas out of it. So we'll see. We'll see if I can apply any of the learnings. Maybe not make the same sort of mistakes. I also reviewed that Sente Central Rook versus Static Rook line that I played on in the casual game that had the take back. So that one, reviewed that one, and. What else? I also reviewed I briefly looked at the fourth file Rook game, but it was fine. I didn't follow my usual, not, I don't want to say usual. I didn't follow my prescribed lines that I've built up and tried to study. But I think I need to get better in that, because fourth file is starting to make more of an appearance in my games, both online and off. So we'll see. This isn't going too far. I see the 90 players, which is, I don't know what this means. A lot of times, I think this just means someone's like on the page, and it's not all that promising. While that's going on, let's load up Shogi Wars. 2757. Okay, so those counts are going up. That'll be enough. That'll be enough to find someone. Let's see. Yeah, we'll stick with 10-minute games. Just the same thing as this morning. 10-minute games. See how it goes. Stick with Suzuki Kana. That's been a great voice. Been a very, very good voice. Those were all good games. I did make a blunder, and I think the voice is partially to blame for the blunder. Not warning me, but warning me of the tactic. But we'll see. Close out the leash shogi. I'll close out the leash shogi challenge just so no one sits around waiting for me. Oh, very lucky that something didn't happen, and then I clicked this. Do this, and let's hide these and change my scene to Shogi Wars. All right, should be good. All right. Here we go. Just hopefully Shogi Wars gives us a good match, and everything goes well. 12.4% rate. 12.4% of the rating towards 2Q. It feels like a mile away. That could be. For all I know, that's a 25-game win streak, just to get from here to 2Q. So we'll see. Yeah, Shogi Wars tends to be a grind. I use grind in the loosest sense. Hey, Shogi Pan, yo, what's up? So sorry for what? For not for me losing or for going to Shogi Wars, or for the books. No, the books can't be sorry about the books. The books are good. Over the what was it? Was it 2 days ago? Observed a Shogi Pan game and on 81 Dojo and the ladder. It was a really good game. I have a ways to go. Shogi explained, hey, great to see you. Oh, no, for you saying that first line, but also for you going to Shogi Wars. Okay. All right. Let's get in here. I'm psyched. I'm positive. I feel like I'm setting myself up for a big fall, but who knows? I don't hear any sound. All right, Sente, 10 minutes to go. I mean, that's a win. I'll take that. That's a win. I don't know what happened there. Let's see. I want to see if I gained any rating points for that. Skyrocketing. So beating this 4Q who resigned after the first move. I mean, is this a world record? Is this a world record? American news flash. JSA in shambles. American takes Shogi record. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about this rating system is kind of making me laugh. So this game, 0.9%. I won. Beating a 4Q against a 4Q. No moves. Just a flat win. Just an outright resign. Earlier this morning, hard fought, edge attack, mating pattern with 5 seconds to go against a 2Q, or was it a 3Q? I think it was against a 3Q. 0.9%. It's like, okay, you win some, you lose some, and it almost doesn't matter who you beat. Sometimes you just get that 0.9. I don't understand. I don't understand. But my win rate appreciates it. My win rate appreciates it. Let's see. So am I gonna have 2 winning? No, that'll start the streak. That'll start the streak. But the higher the number that goes, the bigger chance someone just quits again out of fear. Oh, 1Q. Oh, with a 582 win percentage. Oh, and here's the 4th file as discussed earlier. Let's do this. And now comes out. Yep, and let's do this. Okay, well, I'm gonna get my king over. I'm going to start moving my king over. I don't know if this is going to be a very slow attack. I'm already I'm in the tank. It's kind of disgusting. I'm worried about this pawn. It's as silly as it is to be thinking about this, but I'm worried about this one right now. No, I'm not going to worry about it. But I am going to take my silver up. Okay. That I'm not familiar with. What's the plan there? That was odd. I really thought I clicked that one. Okay. Now, so he's gone into Mino. That's triggering my desire to do opposing rook, which that's probably unreasonable at this stage to start thinking about that. But like I see that Mino and I'm thinking, oh, I can make my way up here to this because I will want to get in there. Now let's see if he shuffles pieces, I'll make Anaguma because I made Anaguma last night over the board against 4th file rook. Because I saw a high-level player do the same, so I'm a mimic more than anything, I suppose. But always like thinking about ideas like this. I don't know. I think there's also the possibility of getting this pawn up here. Maybe to apply some pressure, get make that attack on the head of the bishop. I don't like it because my king is over here, but I don't know if that makes sense. So, long story short, I'm sort of once we get here, I'm uncertain. Not nervous, not nervous like I would be against some sort of static rook attacks where, it's my pawn and bishop that are being sieged, but just uncertain. These are these I'll make Mino. I'll make Mino and get my silver or my bishop. I'm going to move my bishop. I don't like blocking off. I've been doing it the past couple games. I don't like blocking off this knight. Oh, look at this. That's an early edge attack. Oh, because he's got the bishop there. Okay, I see you. Now what's the? I forget what the engine likes doing here. I think it's just a drop here. I think it is, and I think it's fine. I'm going to want to get my yeah. Let's get some reinforcements. So this player, the way he's moving here, it sure seems like there's a plan. Okay, this is hanging. This is hanging. This is hanging. How do I proceed? This is hanging. Let's take a little bit of time. So the if it's his turn, take, drop, take. Yeah, it's and he gets that. And there's no good drop. So take. If I do this, then I lose the. Well, let's see. No, that is not. So if I push, drop pawn. If he takes the hanging pawn, oh no, my pawn, then I bring my gold up. So let's do that. Let's see how that works. Let's see how that works. And it gives me a chance to get into Jaimino. Though this silver starts feeling cramped. If the gold, if the yeah. Oh, okay. What was that? What Mino was that? Was that a geisha with a shaved head? It briefly passed over my eyes. Okay. Well, he saw it. Man, I'm just shuffling through these castles. This one Q is probably thinking like, boy, this person knows his Joseki. Oh, hey, Sidrexia. Thank you. I'm glad you found it live. Yeah, thanks for joining in. Oh, is it actually called Bald Mino? Is that really it? Yeah, I think the tactical sense. I'm guessing that this player's tactical sense is his alarms are going off. Maybe thinking about how to get this silver. But maybe I have plenty. Maybe I have plenty of runway. This doesn't really, or this doesn't do much. I've got to figure out how to get these change my color on these arrows. I really would like to turn off the rainbow where it just sort of randomly goes through the cycle. What's the threat? He wants to exchange? I don't think there's no good drop for a silver. I'm just going to take it. Famous last words. I don't want to break up my Jaimino's pawn here. And at the same time, if the silver moves, then I've got the fork. Unless there's something I'm overlooking. Like this has to be a major threat. So this silver is locked in place. Now what can I do now? So if I push, I'm tempted to bring my rook back. I'm tempted to bring the rook back to the central to central. Push. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, tactical alert. This. No. Okay. I was thinking that I had some way to trap the rook, but I don't think so. I cannot think this much. Let's try. So take. I think I've got to push. Let's try to get this silver somewhere. Let's either set a mini trap. Okay. I think I wish I wouldn't have rushed that one. I think I would have taken. I think I would have promoted had I to do this over again.
5分
What's this? What is this drop? What's this drop? Drop. What is this? So where? No. So that would be a bishop drop taking this. But I think I've given up a bishop drop regardless. Okay. So pawn. Okay, let's. I have very little time. I think I need to start getting a little antsy. Okay. I'm going to use this as a very strange way to push into Silver Crown. Now I have this pressure coming in. And then I think this becomes a possibility. Slow, but it's ideas. I need ideas at this point. What's the idea there? Oh shoot. Take. I don't see the idea. There must be a fork. There must be a fork. Not seeing it. I've got to take it. Okay. I have the pawn drop again.
$3分
Gotta do it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Let's do this. Okay. Now... Okay.
2分30秒
Yeah, this is tough. This is definitely tough. This is tough, but at 2:24, I still have some time. And while it's a bad position, there's I swear I've played a Kimbo 99 before. All right, oh boy, I'm really eyeing that. I really want that gold.
2分
2 Okay. So this gold is the thing to look out for, I think, right now. Okay. That's all I have. I have no pieces. All right, let's double defend. Let's double defend this gold. Gold and the horse. I guess give him the knight. I've got to take it. From up here. Okay. Gosh, I wish I had a pawn.
1分30秒
Let's come up here. I think his attack is going to be very fast, but maybe not. Maybe not. This is pretty nicely protected. Okay. What's that about? Oh, that's good. I mean, let's just do this for now. Get some.
1分
Yeah, that's going to be it. I think that's it. I guess I've got to defend. And then he's going to drop another one. Yeah. I don't have any pawn drops. I don't really have any sort of help. Well, I sort of do. Let's give him a chance to mess up. Drop the gold. Yeah, there's enough pieces. I'll give them the satisfaction of the mate. I mean, I enjoy doing a mate, so let's give him the satisfaction of it as well. Okay. I mean, there's
10秒 こんな
Very
時
nice,
も
very nice.
ありますよ
Well, not a great start to the Shogi Wars day, but that's fine. That's Shogi Wars being Shogi Wars. I don't know why they 2,500 plus people. They put me up with it's the rating, the Elo Hell rating pit of 1Q. Oh wow, sorry. So top not Mino. Bald Mino is different. Oh, so there is a bald Mino, and then there's also top knot. Advancing the king's... Top knot Mino is advancing the king's head pawn. Oh, that's interesting. And Night Sparrow, hey, chirp chirp. Yeah, morning shogi, afternoon shogi. Yeah. The problem was I didn't have enough coffee and I didn't have enough shogi. So now I need more coffee and now I need more shogi. And Sidrexia, you say, is Shogi normally played under such tight time controls? Yeah, let's see if anyone responded. Normally is, I guess, a relative term. Shogi Wars is, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone else who knows better, I think Shogi Wars is the most popular online shogi website. So, by that metric, they have 10-minute flat, 10-minute game. They also have a 3-minute. They also have the option to play 10-second Byoyomi, where you just get 10 seconds for every move. So you have no time bank. You just get 10 seconds for every move. And so, by the metric of this being maybe the most popular shogi site, I guess you could call that normal. And in one of the well, it's a manga, but it was made into a live action show. 81 Diver is they had like a marathon, like 24, 20, they'd play all day, 10-minute shogi. Like the master was playing, the master who built Gangi, Snow Roof. They played just repeated 10 minutes until one of them was exhausted or they ran out of clothes or something. It was some weird thing. Really fun. But yeah. So I guess by that metric, it's normal. But the other sites mostly play, I think, with like I'd say, to my perception of 81 Dojo, which is one of the other big sites, is 10 minutes with 30-second Byoyomi is probably the most popular there. That's my perception. Shogi Club 24 has a lot of variety. There's nice 1560. There are a lot of people playing a different time control, which is a 30-second sort of delay, where you have a minute time bank, but 30 seconds for each move, and then only after you go past the 30 seconds do you dip into your time bank. Yeah, so you recently learned about Shogi. You're trying to learn how to play and such. Yeah, personally, I would not advise against. I think it's really unfortunate that the most popular shogi app is Blitz, because like it's a newcomer is going to come in. It's Blitz with really wonky, poorly conceived rating system. So it's like it's rough on newcomers. LeeShogi.org, where I tried to get a game when the stream started. I tried to get a game there. Couldn't. No one was accepting my invite. But like that's a really nice one. Though the player base isn't as large, so I think it tends. Well, I was going to say it tends to advanced players. So I get crushed a lot, but it also, there are quite a few beginners there as well. It's tough to tell with their ratings. 81 Dojo probably has the nicest mix, I would say. I think, yeah, 81 Dojo, yeah, the Lee Shogi AI. Everyone says this. It's been raised, I think, as an issue for a long time. It's just I don't know what the other great option is for them. Like I don't recall what their response was, or the developer's response. But my guess is there isn't a really easy drop in beginner friendly AI to stick into Lee Shogi, either as a service or as a JavaScript app, for lack of a better word. So I'm guessing that's why it's really too strong and it plays too inhuman. So even when it's making bad moves, it's like inhuman bad moves. So you get kind of the worst of both worlds with the Lee Shogi level 1. So do not feel bad about losing to Lee Shogi level 1. I mean, I'm not a good player by any means, so I'm not going to use this as like an example, but like I definitely lose to it. I probably would still lose to it. It's very easy to get tripped up in Shogi. And yeah. So Shogi-pan, you say, if you played someone before, it'll show up when you start the game next to your names, telling you how many wins each of you have versus each other. Oh, okay. So maybe I haven't played Akimbo. Maybe it's just similar. The avatar and the name right now are just they're like there's some sort of pattern match in my head that makes me think I played this player. But yeah, Shogi Wars was great for beating basic opening theory into me. Yeah, Shogi-pan, you say that. Others have said that. The 3/4 Dan player, who's the president of our Silicon Valley Shogi Club, he did the same thing. He said last night that he was playing like a couple hundred. I don't know if I misunderstood. I thought he said that he was playing like a couple hundred per day for a period there. But he's obviously very good. I'm hoping by playing more like those marathon sessions, I'll sort of get better. Yeah. So you say, if I didn't know what to do, I'd end up with a rook in my camp. I move 6. Yeah. That's like when I was playing. Well, I mean, starting with central rook, when I was playing against static rook people, I call it at the club when we play over the board. I call it the white. Oh yeah, it is. Shogi explained exactly. So I call this whenever this happens at the club to a beginner, I say it's a rite of passage. where static rook player just pushes the pawn, pushes the pawn, pushes the pawn, and it's like one move too soon that the new player realizes, oh gosh, it promotes and there's nothing I can do. Like, I'm dead. My bishop is dead. My knight is dead. It's so shogi. Chess has the scholar's mate and whatnot, but like, I don't know if I call that unforgiving. Shogi has like something that just like it catches you, and like once it catches you, you're trashed. And it's when someone pushes that static rook pawn, and you don't respond to it properly, or you think you're responding to it like by moving a gold up or whatever, but it's one move too late, and now it's a token, and all you have is the gold defending the head of your bishop, and it's just all over. Shogi is tough. Shogi is tough, and you need. I think it seems like Shogi, like, it's so fun, but you've got to be willing to laugh at yourself. I think a little bit. I think that helps. I think that helps me here. Like with that marathon on Monday where I played 31 games and didn't even win 10 of them. I think if I wasn't able to laugh, I'd be crying. I mean, I was feeling pretty bad about myself, but yeah, it does. It really, fair enough, Shogi Pen. Yeah. Oh man. Good times. Shogi's so good. Yeah. Okay. Let me get in here. Let's match again. Hopefully, let's get someone else. Like
あなたが後手です。
3Q. All right. Someone around my level. 4,000 games played. Lot of games played. Okay. Which is what is this? What does this usually indicate? Don't you usually? This is a static player, but don't you typically only defend this if the other player is static? Like the 7-8 gold seems pretty quick to me. Okay. I don't think that's. Is the whole point to defend? I'm not going to think too much about it. I'm going to save my bishop, for later, and make my way up the board and start. Unlike anywhere else, I see a move like a move like this. I see this 4-6, and I'm like, this dread comes over me. There's something about Shogi Wars that makes me just feel like, 4-6, and all of a sudden I'm afraid. I think I want to trade this pawn off. I don't like where this is going. I mean, I'm sort of giving him the way to move up here, but all right, let's get this back. Just keep an eye. They're going to have to tread a little lightly here, I mean, this feels a little unconventional. It does feel right. So, I mean, I've got to do it. I've got to drop the pawn, then the bishop, right? I mean, I wouldn't be a central rook player if I didn't do this. So it's like, if you're not, my thinking right now is that if I'm not going to play this move, then I'm not a central rook player. Then I shouldn't be playing central rook. Oh, but I guess he could defend. I guess he could defend with the rook. Okay, well. Okay. There's a tactic here. There, my brain is right now, 95% convinced that there is a tactic. Silver, no. Silver, no. Gold, no. Silver, silver. He's got no drop points. Silver, silver, take. Then silver. Got to do it. I've got to. I not seeing anything. Maybe I could have taken more time. 7 minutes 19 seconds. I think looking back, and I guess we can look at this after. Looking back, I think the proper way to defend that would have been to swing his rook over to 5-8. So how do I tackle this? This is obviously danger zone. So rook, take, drop the. Oof, boy, there's a lot. There's a lot. Okay. He's certainly got pieces. Certainly got pieces. Do this. And now I'm going to start making my castle. Okay. So what do I want to do here? Let's take. All right, I want to defend this pawn, sort of. I want to get this cast, but I don't want to give him the drop point. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start moving my castle this way. Odd. Maybe I should have kept a better shape. Maybe I should have kept a better shape. So 2 bishops in here. I'm already feeling the pressure of time. Wait. Is this trapped? No. 4:39, 4 minutes and 39 seconds. So what I'm looking to do, I think, is, if nothing happened, if nothing, everything stays the same, I drop the gold here. Okay, let's do that. Get rid of this bishop, or get rid of the silver, I guess. So there's gold. Gold. Then how do I get another gold up there? How do I get another gold? Okay, so gold. I'm gonna gold, then get the king to move over, then take, and now silver drop up on 7-9. Oh, okay. That's nice. So what do I have? What do I have? Okay. So let's see. Check, come down, take, which threatens mate. Okay, let's do this.
3分
Still so threatening the mate drop. Wait. What did I miss? What did I miss? Where's my mate? Oh, okay. It's the next move. Okay. Okay. Woo! I read it out, and then on the next move, I forgot that there was that final. All right. Let's see. So show you. Is that Central Rook is like an opening theme with theory you can study. Yeah, Shogi explained it. Has got it. Central Rook has lots of theory you can study. Played in professional games. Yeah, there's a ton of study. There's it's so the thing, the thing. So if you I guess I'll go into. Let me see what Shogi explained has said. Okay, yes. Primitive climbing silver definitely suggested as a first opening. That was my first opening as well. Just I don't know why it was. It just was. I don't recall. This is going way back when I got a book and explained how the pieces move. Maybe it was so. Like I mentioned earlier, I've got my stack. So stack number 1 of English books, of English language shogi books, and then stack number 2 of English language shogi books. And one of these I think was my first, and it probably made that recommendation that Shogi Explained just did. That's probably where it came from. I don't remember, but I was planning on going over these at some point later. But in terms of the opening theory with Central Rook, one of the cool things, it's a plus and a minus of being a Western, an English speaker in or one of the pluses of being a non-Japanese speaker playing shogi is that if you want to twist it as a positive instead of a negative, it's that there's obviously lots of literature in Japanese for this stuff, but there's not a lot in English. So if you're the kind of person who wants to go and tinker in the lab and learn and think up ideas, and you tread your own path, Shogi is the game. Shogi is really the game for you because there is a lot. Like, and the openings in Shogi, and maybe I'm misspeaking. Maybe I'm misspeaking as a relatively poor player. There, it seems to me like you have a lot of. There's a lot of leeway, or for lack of a better word, in Shogi where you can make a lot of random moves in the opening, and you'll still be fine. Shogi is such a complex game, and it gets so tactical, in the middle and end game that you can kind of mess up a lot in the middle, unless you make one of these catastrophic blunders, like I talked about with that rite of passage static rook loss. You can plot your own way, and at the risk of sounding like a broken record, just because this is the first time you've been here, the way I started with Central Rook, I don't remember what made me say let me try Central Rook. I think I read somewhere whether or not it's true or not. Ranging a rook is the alternative to static rook, and one of the more aggressive ranging rook lines is Central Rook. So I thought, okay, one of the less popular, more aggressive lines. Like, cool, that's me. That I can do that. And so, I tried to learn, and then started looking for professional games. And there's this Shogi DB2 site that has some number, not all, some number of pro games based on openings. Really nice site. I think it's all in Japanese. I don't think it's actually English, but it's relatively straightforward to make your way through. And found these Central Rook games, and I don't I don't read Chinese or the kanji very well. I don't read Japanese, and so I didn't recognize names, but I saw a name come up over and over of these Central Rook games that were winning, and turned out it's a ladies professional named Satomi Kana, now Fukuma Kana, but not only is this just some random professional, but it's like I don't remember how many crowns she had at the time. So lifetime title holder for all the major titles. Maybe the greatest. Arguably, maybe there's an argument. I don't know. It seems that it's pretty safe to say the greatest female player who's ever lived. And she plays Central Rook. And so, like, a lot of that early game is modeled after that. So I learned, like, here's what you do. But the pro game there's not as much variety as you'll find on Shogi Wars. So where the opponent would deviate from this line, that's when I went into the lab and got the engine and run it a long period, see what the engine thinks the best moves are here, and then the engine hates ranging rook or swinging rook, so it's like you sort of have to play to your taste. See, like, this is a position that I kind of like, or I like this. I like this trickiness or whatever. And so that's how I built up my lines. And so that's how I built up my, for lack of a better word, repertoire of Central Rook. And I use it against both Gote and Sente. Though that's changing, where depending on some of the people I play or depending on the situation, I'm experimenting as Gote. I'm experimenting with opposing rook, which is where you take the rook all the way to the second file, the opposite second file, and then also going back to static in some cases where the rook doesn't move at the beginning. So it's so fun. I'm like I said earlier. Once I start talking about this stuff, I tend to ramble. So apologies for that. But like the key is to find something you sort of feel comfortable in. And you enjoy, you get to positions that you enjoy, and positions you enjoy thinking about, like that one in that game, where I pushed the pawn, looking to sacrifice the bishop for two generals. Like that's right. That's in my like that. what is it called? Like the endorphin center or whatever it is. Like that's doing it for me. So that's like central rook, those kind of central rook attacks where I'm making a sacrifice and coming, attacking the rook, coming in, then applying another pawn. Like for whatever reason, it's hitting that dopamine center or whatever, that part of your brain that's like, do this. So I like those positions. I don't always get them, but I like it when I do. So that's why I continue to play central rook. Yeah. Sorry to digress into all that. And I see. Oh, do I have a shogi book first book recommendation? There is. I'm not a great chess player. I've heard a lot of people don't love this book, but a lot of people think it's a decent first book, like the Bobby Fischer Teaches Chess, where you learn these basic mating patterns. So I think off the cuff, without thinking too much about it, I would go for this. Which pieces do you need to mate? Which is by Daisuke Katagami. It's published by Nekomato. I think it's on Amazon. I don't remember where I got it, but basically, like I don't know how well this is going to come through this cheapo camera, but like it sets up a problem and it shows you. It gives you 3 options, and if I'm not it's been like a couple of years since I read this, but like I think you say, you make a decision for each piece. Does it work? So a rook. No, it does not work because you put the rook on the head of the king. The king can just run away. Gold, you put it here. Yes, the king cannot take it because the pawn is defending it. Silver, you drop the silver. That's not mate because the king can scramble to 2-2. So it's a really it gets progressively harder, obviously, but it's like mating, creating checkmates is even more so than in chess or anything like that, is the name of the game, is shogi. So it's like key concepts. So you've got to be able to do that stuff, read it, and it helps. I think, and I want to believe that it helps with reading in the middle game too, because like I said, you can make a lot of mistakes early on, and you don't have to know what you're doing, and you could still be kind of all right. I mean, even against a better player, like. There's a game in my memory now from relatively in the past 3 months, I'd say. I think it's the 3 months. Time is sort of a blur for me. Where I played over the board against a player who's better, who's much better than I am. He's like 1Q on 81 dojo, but in my mind he's at least he's a decent 1 dan, and I'm like 3Q at best. But he just brain fart or whatever lost a bishop. So I was up a bishop. I was up a clean bishop, and I still lost that game. He still came back just with resilience and creating tricky situations. And shogi is just a hard game to win. So like even if you mess up the beginning, don't worry about it. Like just keep playing and have fun. And it seems like the Shogi Pan, it seems like the main thing you're missing for Shogi Wars is the moment of intuition where you're like, oh, this move looks okay, and just play it. 10 minutes doesn't give you time to calculate. If you're talking about me, yes. I think I have some sort of intuition. Oh, thanks for the follow. Ilyas is back. Thank you. Good to see you. I appreciate the follow and welcome to the stream. My intuition definitely, though, I'm trying to speak up for myself here. When a lot of these moves that I take too much time on, my first move that I think of, I think it was fine. And a lot of times I end up doing that move and it's fine. And I just wait, like I waste time. I'm using time. Using in like the worst sense of the word. I'm wasting time just sort of in worrying in my head about it. So like some of these moves where I'll have this intuition of the move and then I won't do it, and I'll go back after the fact and analyze the game, And it's like this move I thought of in 1 second that I wanted to play that I didn't play. That was the That was the right move according to the engine. And this move that I thought an extra 45 seconds about lost the game for me. That happens too often, so I do need to trust that a bit. But like I'm hoping that intuition continues to get better the more I play. Gostone, hey, welcome back. Gostone, Gost1. As Shogi explains, says your skill in mating is necessary for survival. Yeah. So it's not only mating, it's also surviving the mating attacks, because you'll be playing people of your level, or even better. It doesn't matter. They're going to be struggling with the same thing. They're going to be thinking about how to mate you, and you set up a good defense, and give it enough time, and they'll make a mistake trying to attack. It's a lot of times, in my experience, to make this mate happen, you're going to have to give up a piece. You're going to have to sacrifice, or you're going to have to exchange. And it's really easy to mess up those exchanges. I'm speaking from experience now, where how many losses I've had that I just blew up, where I thought it was fine. Let me see. I just saw a bunch of drop frames. So apologies if that is happened or is continuing to happen. It looks like it's not happening. Continuing. Okay. So you found your stream featured on the Shogi. Yeah, you're coming from chess, trying to explore something new. Welcome, another chess player looking to just eat my lunch. This has been a discussion topic for me, since the beginning, where I'm always amazed at how the chess players come in and they have this they're just solid. Lee chess, I love Lee chess. So you're coming from Lee chess to Lee Shogi. Both are amazing. The Lee Shogi developer, especially lately, I say lately, in the most recent update, which was last year, did such a great job of taking Lee chess and making, just tailoring it just enough so that we've got like the nice notation that's used in Shogi. The squares are not technically squares in Shogi. They're like tall, little tall. And the Lee Lee Shogi developer, made it that way. And there's so much great stuff happening on Lee Shogi. It's so good. I'm so glad you found Lee Shogi, because it's amazing. And Shogi explains that I've definitely won many games I had no business winning. Yep. Yeah, due to your opponent messing up. Even in high stakes turn. Yeah, I believe it. The first was it the first game? The first game I ever played over the board? No, I don't think so. I don't think it was the first game. I think it was one of the first weeks I played over the board. I had a mate in 3, and I'll say this later. A mate in 3 in the corner. So it's this traditional pattern where you've got a gold, similar to my last game where I got the mate similar, but not quite. And it was on the left side of the board. And it's where you've got a silver, you bring it down, then you bring it up, and you've got the mate with the combination of a silver and a gold, and the knight is out of the way. I missed this mate. And at that time, we were not playing with clocks, so I didn't even have time advantage, or I didn't even have I didn't even have time pressure bothering me. So I missed this mate and lost the game. Sometimes you miss a mate, and even if you don't blow a piece in making that mate, the king starts running, and the attack starts happening against you, and I crumbled. And since then I as far as I know, I have never missed that mate again. It's one of those learning experiences where it's like lying in bed. I was lying, I played that game in the morning, and lying in bed at night, just like thinking over that move. And I don't normally stress over these kind of things. Like I'm like mostly having fun playing shogi. Like, yes, I do want to get better. I really want to get better, but I have so much fun playing these games, especially over the board, that like I'm not like killing myself if I don't, or bad phrase, I'm not kicking myself for doing that. And so it's there's so much to learn. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. And do I do 10-second shogi? That's almost pure intuition. If you're asking me, Shogi Pan, do I do 10-second shogi? To a fault. The past two Mondays, I have done what I've titled Monday Marathon, where I play 26 games of 10-second shogi, and with some goals in place and whatnot. So I do that, get crushed, especially because I'm going at the odd time in late afternoon or late morning for me, which is dead of the night for Japan. So the player pool is like 1,600 or so, or lower sometimes. So it's hard to find players that are my level. So I get crushed. I was playing like a 2-dan and a bunch of Shodans. So yeah, I play a lot of 10-second, partly to try to build that intuition. And then Fridays, I've also been, the past 2 Fridays, I think I've been playing Fast Friday, where 10-second. It's only been like 10 games or so. But this past Monday, I think ended up playing 31, because after 26, I was so unhappy with my play that I just had to keep playing. I had to keep playing. But yeah, so I really enjoy it. I do. My mechanical skills are terrible. Like this past Monday, I lost a few games simply because I couldn't make the moves. Like I click and then I click and then wait a minute. It didn't select the piece, or I missed the target, or it took me so long to move the bishop all the way across the board and then click the promote that if I'm thinking of this at the 8-second mark, it took me 2 seconds to make that move. Like a fool. It took me two seconds to make that move, and I just lost. So I lost a bunch of those on time, But for the most part, it's because I was playing poorly. I'm dropping pieces. I'm not making strong plans. These players were just flat out better. But I was looking earlier today where there was a time when I was winning. Here's an 8-game winning streak. I must have been winning some games. 10 minutes, 9-game winning streak. I must have been winning some games. I don't know what happened to me since then. I think time of day does have a big impact on it, where the player pool is smaller, so it's more permissive in who it matches you with. I think it's always a bad matchmaker, but in a small player pool, it's even worse. So I'm just getting matched with people at those times that are just too good. So Shogi-pan, you say that you think the 30-second sume on Shogi Quest boosts intuition as well. Yes, I've discussed this in person with someone who has played. Oh gosh, what was it? Oh, I can't remember the number. I want to say he's done 20,000 of these Shogi Quest puzzles, of the Shogi Quest challenge. So, I do that mate run every day. And I have, let's bring up Shogi Quest. I have my, I've played, what is this, 500, 600, 750. So I've done 750 of these. I've mostly done books, and then some number on Lee Shogi, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 on Lee Shogi, and these. But since talking to him, it was this Sunday that I was talking to him about the 20,000. He's 3-dan. I don't know what rating those numbers are, but I think he said he's 3-dan in Shogi Quest, and he's done 20,000 of them, and so it's going to be something that I do. I'm going to make this mate challenge a bigger part of my study routine, because what I'm doing I'm going to do a mix, because I love the books, and I'll bring the Japanese books out, on another stream. We'll go through these, I guess, a little later, but like these English ones. But the Japanese books that I've got, they're all pretty much all Tsume and Hishi, because I can't read Japanese otherwise. And I take a long time on these. So like mate and threes, mate and fives. I'm taking a long, and Shogi Playground. It's a little quirky in how it works, and it doesn't have a lot of the features you'd kind of hope for, like pervasive stats and maybe the ability to resize and all sorts of niceties it doesn't have. But it's got great problems. And or great problem sets. And so I've done a lot of those, but I take a long time. And over the board, we're playing mostly 40-second Byoyomi, and I've got to be able to think faster. So the idea of doing these Shogi Quest 30-second, I think he's onto something. I think you're onto something, and I'm going to make it a bigger part of my study plan, because I've got to ratchet that pace up, especially considering that when playing an actual game, I'm thinking you've got to be thinking about attack and defense. So it's like you've got to split your time, and it's not 100% thought on mating, because when I do that, all of a sudden I realize, okay, there's no mate. Now what do I do in defense? And I just drop a piece and it does nothing. It's so easy to just pull out your phone and knock out a couple anytime. Yeah. I think though, I was doing that. Like I think it was at a doctor's office. I had I had an appointment, like a couple scheduled appointments, and I was doing Shogi Quest while waiting. And when you're not on a good connection, it like hangs up. So like I kept playing, doing it and losing points, and I started getting addicted to this, this rating. Like, oh my gosh, it dropped me down. It's like it's timing out because it's not accepting the moves because of the network, the phone network. So it bothered me enough that I stopped. But I'm gonna do it again. I'm not gonna let that bother me. I'm weird. If you haven't noticed before. And then Shogi's playing. I've noticed that you play a pretty strong opening and early middle game, but your performance really suffers the closer you get to the end game, especially in Shogi Wars. Yes, I do need to read out efficient mates, and huge. It's a great reason to play Shogi Wars, because it sort of motivates this focus on endgame, and so. The game this morning, the first game I played where I was able to close it out with like 5 seconds left, I was feeling good. I was feeling really good about myself. I was like, okay, I know that the opponent could have defended better, and certainly could have defended in a way such that would make me waste. It'll take me on Shogi Wars at least a second to make every move. And if he's making random checks, like let's say just sort of, I don't want to call them spite checks. That's a term I've heard in chess. This is not a spite check. This is like trying to delay me. A time to Tsuji or something like that, where make a long range check like with a bishop. So I see there's a check, but I don't know where it is, and it's like, it takes me a split second to realize, there's a bishop. How do I block it? And that's a second or two. And only when I'm down to 7 seconds, it doesn't. You don't need too many of those to cause me to time out, even if I have the mate in my head. But anyway, yeah. Shogi. Aside from grinding Tsume Shogi, solving Hishi Brinkmate and endgame strategy, guess the next move puzzles. There's I have some Japanese the Hishi and Brinkmate books. And that was the recommendation. So that was the recommendation from I've mentioned that 8-year-old that from Japan that I play. He's got his coach over in Japan, And I think his coach was having him grind a bunch of these Hishi problems. So like as a gift, we exchanged gifts when they went back to Japan. Everyone in the club, and so he gave me some of his old little books, like these level 1 Hishi books, or level 2 where there's basically Hishi in 3 type things, and they're great, but boy, they're hard. They're tough. I mean, being tough is not a reason not to do. I mean, that's a good reason to do it. But like, I found myself taking a lot of time on this stuff. Like, I'm taking a lot of time, and I'd go to the coffee shop with my daughter. So we'd let's say she was on spring break or she was on some sort of break, and we'd go to the coffee shop and I'd bring my book. And the plan would be she'd play. I think she was playing Tears of the Kingdom at the time. She was playing some Switch game, relaxing with some Switch game. And I've got my Hishi book, and it's like an hour and a half. I've got like 3 coffees. An hour and a half later, or 2 hours later, and I've gone through like 5 pages. And it's like, what is wrong with my brain? I almost feel like I'm not progressing. It's like I feel like I'm not progressing. And then what happened? And then what happened is that I was playing probably on Shogi Wars. It might have been Shogi Club 24 actually, because the losses on Shogi Club 24 hit me harder because I take Shogi Club 24. I don't know if anyone has picked up on this difference in my play on Shogi Club 24. I take that seriously. Like, as seriously as I can. Like, where, for whatever reason, I've said this a million times, that software resonates with me, and it is the closest thing I feel to playing over the board. I don't know why. I don't have an explanation for it. I don't have any... I've thought about it, and I have no reason why this is the case. But playing those games on Shogi Club 24, I am in those games. So I lost. I think it was a Shogi Club 24 game where I lost like 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row where I built up these attacks that I was feeling so good about, and then didn't finish the mate, and lost them both. And it was like, all right, enough of this Hishi for now. Enough of these Hishi problems. I can't even mate. I need to go back to the very basics, and I need to figure out how to do mate in 1s, mate in 3s. I started over. I started over with my mate in 1 book, and then I went to the mate in 3, and I was just churning through those. So 5 pages at like 1 puzzle per page. Yeah. It was brutal how slow I was at these Hishi problems, where if I'm remembering this situation, I remember the coffee shop I was in, but I think I had like one of those, it's like Hishi in 3, and I did like 5 pages of the 2 problems per page. So that's 10. So that's 10 problems. That's a good point that you bring up. That's a good point. It wasn't 5 problems. It was 10 problems, 5 pages. And it was weird. So I went back to basics, and in my mind of what basics is. And, the kid that I know and his coach, I think would argue that Hishi is the basics. And I think a lot of people would argue that Hishi is the basics. But in my mind, I was like, I'm missing mate in 3. I'm missing mate in 1. I missed mate in 1. I think it was in a different game around that time frame. And it's like, let's ease back my grandiose plans of setting up mates. Let me just make a mate that's on the board. So the Shogi playing, from what you've heard, Shogi Club 24 is what tournament players in Japan gravitate towards. Lots of opponents will play Joseki seriously. I've had this discussion with another player at the Silicon Valley Club, where we were talking about how he said it first, so I didn't say it first. It wasn't me, influencing the discussion. He said that it seems like everyone there knows their Joseki, and 100% I feel like that's the I don't want to say 100%, but like that was my, especially a little bit, a couple months ago when I was on, it's like, man, I have my lines, and these are lines I've like reviewed that I've built up, and they know what to do. And keep in mind, I'm playing Central Rook, which is not the most, which is not obscure, but it is by no means one of the main two lines. And they're just blitzing out Chosokogin, and they're blitzing out every sort of difficult problem for me. Setting up every problem that I struggle with. And it's like, wow, these guys, these 15 and 14 Qs on Shogi Club 24, how many, how good are they? And I look, and they've got 10,000 games in their history, and it's like, it's just a great place to play if you don't care, if I don't care about rating, I don't care about rating, and I don't take it personally that I'm losing so badly to the lowest levels. It's such a great place, and like I said, for whatever reason, that is the closest to me of playing over the board. Like, there's like when I play chess, none of the chess sites to me, Lee Chess to me, adore it. I love Lee Chess. Chess.com, I like a lot. I'm not one of those Chess.com haters. I don't dislike it. I like it. But neither of those to me feel like I'm playing over the board chess. So there's something weird about Shogi Club 24 that hits me, that makes me feel that way. Shogi Pan, you say book puzzles often take me longer. They're good for giving you a headache. Probably great training. I should definitely do more books. I haven't even finished a single one I have. I finished a lot of them, but yeah, like, there's this whole discussion around doing problems the right way in chess circles anyway, in chess podcasts that I listen to. And a lot of people seem to believe that it's sort of exhaustively solving a problem and saying, knowing everything, having an answer for absolutely every, just fully just owning that puzzle. The other player could make a crazy move or whatever, and you've got an answer for it right away. So that's how I solve these two-mate problems, where I have an exhaustive set of lines in my head for every single possibility, and then once I think I have that, I'll think it through again. I'll think them through again, and then I'll look at the answer. And so most of the time on these, mate in ones, always, but the mate in threes and the mate in fives, almost always, when I look at the answer, I'm right. I've got the right answer. But in order to do that, I'm taking a lot of time. And maybe that's great. I think I sure hope it helps. But in terms of you say headache, yeah, it's like I'm feeling. Yeah, I've got my headache. I'm feeling tired, like exhausted, just mentally thinking this. I've had 3 coffees at this point because I'm sitting. Because when I go to the coffee shop, and with this express intent of spending time with my daughter and doing some shogi problems, I don't want to leave the coffee shop if I've only solved 2 problems. Like, I'll feel like a fool. It's like I've got to at least have had this. My plan was to get better at shogi today. My plan was to go enjoy some coffee and get better at shogi. But like, I can't keep that narrative going in my head if I've only solved 2 problems. It's Shogi's play, and you say if you're missing mate in 3 in your serious games on SC24, then grinding 2-mate shogi will definitely help. But to be informed, you only need to do a few hundred basic puzzles. In Europe, well, interesting. Do you mean a few hundred like patterns, or like just a few hundred total? Because each book has like what? 108, I think. It's that like 180 or 185. It seems like most of the Japanese books have in them. Yeah. So let me look at one of these. Let's look at these. Oh, I guess technically this isn't an English book. This Nekomato Mate in 3. This one is. I think of this as an English book just because it's from Nekomato, but it's not. Okay, this one goes up to 200, it looks like. Oh, no, 190. Yeah, 200. Oh, no. 198. Oh, no, 200. Yeah, it's both pages. Yeah, that one's 200. I think some of the Japanese ones are like 180 something. Yeah. When I give Tsume Shogi puzzles to players in my local club, I make sure that they are not only calculating the main line, I also quiz them to make sure why they understood other reasonable moves don't work. When I grind, I make sure they read it. Yes. So that's what I do. That's what I do, and that is partly why it takes me so long. But I do. You have experience in this, and it seems like these chess people also agree with you on this. So I'm going to keep doing it that way. I'm going to keep doing it. Like, I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to say, yeah, this looks right, and then do it, and then find out it wasn't, and then sort of guess and check. I try to exhaustively solve the ones I do in the book. These mate challenge ones here, that'll take 30 seconds. Plus and minus, it's at least I don't have enough time to think them all. So I've got to. It's forcing me to think in terms of like get this cohesive plan, identify the pattern. So much of chess and shogi, it seems like it's pattern recognition. So identify the pattern, and then implement the moves. And the way it works out lately, at this 3Q, whatever they're calling 3Q level, most of the times it works out. Within 5 to 10 seconds, I'll sort of have identified the pattern. Maybe another 5 seconds or so, I'll have my solution in mind, and then it's, maybe 15 seconds or 10 seconds. Really, I'll give myself 5 to 10 seconds to really think it out, make sure I'm correct, and then 5 seconds to make my moves. And it works out. But as it gets harder, I'll have less and less time to create that plan. Play Shogi has good 3 and 5 move problem collections. Yeah, they're fantastic. That's I've completed all their mate and threes. They're like 180, 185 problems each. I've completed all their mate and threes. I'm now on. I think the mate and fives. It's like the first mate and five. I don't know if there are multiple, but the mate and five is like there are 5 sections of the mate and fives. I'm on section 2 of 5 right now. Going through those. So that's on one of my computers that's in the other room, and I have that up. Let me and they're great. Yeah, the software guy and the game guy in me, wishes that it saved metrics of how many I've played and how many I've solved and all this stuff, and wishes the board would resize, but it's a great site. It's a great site. And reading back in the log, Shogipan, you say you're training yourself to calculate well and probably getting better stamina. Supplement it with 30 seconds for intuition, and I'd like to think that would be good. That's the dream. That's the dream. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Shogi explained, similarly with Hishi puzzles, you'll see a situation that is very close to mate, but there's some sort of way for a king to escape, so you need to ask yourself, which piece do I need to mate? Or how do I cut off the escape? The second especially is the thing that's like chess problems. Some of the things they say is chess captures threats. You look for these things. Where's the escape route is like one of my first questions that I ask on these problems. Where's the escape route? So it's like, if there's an escape route, then everything crumbles. So where's that escape route? How do I close it off? Fully calculating all the sidelines really helps prepare for the Hishi puzzles. Yes. So I'm hoping. The thing is, like I've said before, I love learning stuff to a fault, because sometimes the learning takes over the playing, and I do think there's a huge portion of shogi that really you've got to play to get better, I think. But so that was where streaming came in, is where I really want to keep playing, and take it from there, and just hope for the best. I'm not beholden to ratings or whatnot, but like I do want to see progress. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I like seeing numbers. I like seeing metrics. I like seeing numbers get bigger, and I want to see my ranking go up, and just sort of intellectually, I want to know, not that I'm a representative of anything, but like for me, as an adult, starting out with shogi and trying to trying to get better, how where's my cap? How much can an adult learner learn? What's the how much brain loss or brain solidification do I have that's preventing me from getting better? That kind of thing. So it's there's just a lot of reasons to like shogi, and I like the pursuit of improvement and whatnot. And shogi pod, numbers getting bigger is the greatest pleasure in life. That's you can put quotes around that, and put like Wayne Gretzky or whoever said that. It sounds true. It sounds like someone could say. Shogi explained, you say another valuable skill to develop is calculating the speed of attack. Knowing when to ignore an opponent's threats is very important in case of mutual attack. Was it today or was it yesterday where I was in Anaguma and I was trying to do that? I was failing. I was failing to calculate because it got a little too complex in my head to count the moves. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there to the point now where I'm thinking in terms of so like step one is to identify the problem, and I've identified that I'm losing some of these races, and step two is I hope to start trying to count. Whether or not I succeed is another matter, but I'm going to try to count. And then maybe step three is ellipsis, .. Maybe step 4 will be profit, and I'll start winning some of these races, and yeah, and who knows, it's so fun, the patterns are so great. You say finding your peak as an adult learner is difficult to figure out. Strong chess players are going to probably have higher potential than pure beginners. Yeah, well, I'm like a broken record on these chess players. These chess players coming onto my lawn and and immediately giving me a run for my money. I come in. It's like I've been playing over the board for over a year now, and part of the club, and I love playing, and I play online, and then a chess player strolls in, with barely knowing how the pieces move. And I'm sweating bullets as these attacks are coming in, and I'm just like barely eking out victories. But I tell myself that a shogi graph, the evaluation would have been like this. I tell myself that. Sure, one bad move on my part would have like lost it, but like I tell myself I had it in hand. You say my mindset and my work ethic is totally amazing. I appreciate that sentiment. I don't know if I agree. I just like the game, and I want to get better, and it's the whole self-improvement aspect of all this stuff is really fun, and as you get up there in age, you start wondering like what do I have left in the tank? How much of my brain is still there, and so I'm just trying to keep it going. Yeah, it's fun. So like my selfish hope also is that like in doing this and and being excited about it, and like I'm hoping like at the club some of this stuff rubs off, and people just get excited and they bring their friends or whatever, and get people like it'd be as like earlier today, especially with Rico, we were talking. they're just about the tournament scene, and it'd be so awesome to have these more tournaments, and it'd be so awesome to have these more established clubs where I could visit Seattle and see Shogi Explained, and your like crew or whatever, your group of players, and maybe visit Portland and see Ethan and some of the players that play there. Like I think they play in a bar, which I don't really drink. I don't really like I said, I'm just a nerd. I'm just a nerd. So I don't really drink, but like going to a bar and playing shogi sounds awesome to me. Like there's this bar pub I think in Norway where they play chess. I think it's called like, what is it called? Knights Pub or something like that. I don't know, but like I saw footage of people playing in there. They're playing chess and they've got their beers and they're talking, just loving life. Just enjoying themselves and playing a great game. And I thought like, oh man, that would be so cool to do with shogi. And we've got a really nice crew, like group of us at Silicon Valley where we play in Cupertino at Panera. Last night we had at least 11 players. At least I counted 11. I got a photo. I got a couple photos. I also like taking photos of these events just to try to share with people and try to get people excited. But like I got a photo of four game, just the big table, the big center table at Panera where it's got 8 chairs. So we've had 4 games going, 4 people on each side. It's like I'm looking at that, I'm just like feeling good. Like man, like it was after I had played and lost, my first game, but that game was so good. Like I said on the earlier stream, I've discovered some of the things that I really love. Moving the king up the board, it is so exhilarating, and making edge attacks. Oh, when I'm making an edge attack, I'm in heaven. Like it's like that central rook attack too. It's like I love making edge attacks now. I've almost never done it on stream. I did it this morning, but I've almost never done it on stream. I rarely do it in general, I guess, and I feel like I never have the chance. But when I'm doing it, it's so fun. So this game, I made an edge attack. I lost the game, not because of the edge attack, I think, because of a different blunder later on in a tricky situation. But it's like, I resign. Makemashita and just like, oh, that was so good. I want to play another game. But I gave up my seat, started taking photos, and then played another group, and then played the I don't want to say beginner. He had learned how to play this chess player who had learned how to play 15 years ago, but really didn't play any shogi since then, and it was a tough game. It was a tough game. I was able to sleep at night because like if I would have lost, I think there would have been some. It might have. I've had some shogi sleepless nights before where I lost a game, that I didn't feel I should have lost. This game wouldn't have been that. This person made some nasty attacks. And just couldn't defend well enough, I think, at the end. But it's like I just would have lost out of like self-embarrassment of like, man, I lost to someone who doesn't even play. Anyway, just talking about this stuff is makes me laugh. Shogi explained, you said shogi work ethic was pretty insane in like 2016. I was doing 102 a day, to shogi and watching Hidechi videos was literally all I ever did back then. That's like, you sound like this 8-year-old who was at the first over the club where it was the 3 of us in the East Bay, and the 8-year-old child from Japan was there. And so in between games I would be talking with his mom. And we'd be talking about just the kids, the game, and he was going through like hundreds of problems a day. So he's got like a book, and excuse me, he'll go through a couple books. If I was understanding what she was getting at, it sounded like he was going through a couple books, and then he'd do them again. And I think he also, I don't know when he started. I don't know if he started this style recently when he went back to Japan, but you go through. If you get one wrong, you start over. You start over at the beginning. So you do one problem, two problem, three, 15 problems, and then on the 16th you get it wrong. Start back at problem one. Very harsh, very harsh. I think I could take it. I think So I think the coach has him do it this way. I'm not gonna disagree with the coach. With a professional coach, but like, he knows the kids and he's operating based on the kid's psyche, better than I would. But like, to me, that sounds like a recipe for a little kid getting just burned out. Like that's brutal. That's brutal. But yeah, this kid was doing hundreds, and he wrote like just like a kid will, but like especially with a kid doing lots of study, he really jumped in the 6 months or so that he was at the club, where we were playing, and you could see his growth. It's so fun. It's so fun. That's why it's frustrating. One of the things that's frustrating to me with the Los Angeles tournament, not to change the subject back to that tournament where I already rambled and ranted forever earlier this morning, but like, that's why I don't like charging kids a lot, because like more kids have to get in. More kids have to get into this. And once they're in, they'll be excited, and they're like, it's infectious. And seeing this kid grow, and like, it's one thing. I'm there. I'm trying to grow my game. First and foremost, I'm trying to improve my game and play. But helping. I don't want to think of myself in any sort of grandiose terms or anything like that. But like, just being a part of this kid's development is fulfilling to me. It's like I'm in some small way, I'm helping this kid on his way, hopefully to becoming a pro, and hopefully definitely hoping to be a way to become a pro, because I have my wins against him already, and I have an autographed fan from him. So it's like I want to be able to say, I want to be able to say, oh yeah, I beat the Majin. I beat the Majin when he was 8. That kind of thing. I don't even know how I got onto this topic. About the amount of tsume that he was going through. It's like, yeah, it's that you're with someone who's excited and just going full bore towards their goal, like this kid is, and like you can't help be dragged along. And it's like, there's in Hikaru no Go, not to always be referencing Hikaru no Go, but there's that one scene where I want to say Sai is dragging Tuya, and Tuya is dragging Hikaru, and Hikaru is dragging Akari. And I think, I don't remember, but like, it's that scene where they're all like pulling each other. And it's like, I feel like, to be one part of that chain of pulling people forward to having this greater shogi future would be really cool. It's cool. It's fulfilling in its own way. So, hopefully I'm going to get pulled, at some point, I'm working. I'm definitely working. At some point I have to believe I'm going to get, there's no end goal. Obviously, there's no end goal. It's always just to get better. But like some of those milestones, like, yeah, I'd like to hit 1Q. I'd like to hit Shodan. I'd like to hit 2Q, or 2Dan, that kind of thing. But like first I need to get to 3Q 20% on Shogi Wars. That's the first. That's the first. Yeah. No, please don't tell me that. Well, I guess it'll just be motivation. But like you say, you're a much better, a much stronger calculator like 5 years ago. I was hoping that doesn't really go away much, but if you say it, I have to believe you. But at least you're still significantly stronger because you have a better intuition. That's so. Do you think you built that intuition? Who knows? But like, do you think you built that intuition mostly by playing, or mostly by studying like Joseki, or by doing Hishi Tsume? Like where's the percentage there? Like, do you feel that intuition comes more by playing? I'm wondering. I'm definitely wondering. Shogi Pen, you say you don't deserve your rating. Why is that? I disagree, because I saw your game against Tulip. That was awfully impressive from both of you. That was awfully impressive. And there were a couple 3 points in that game, because I don't know if you saw me on there. I was observing, and because I think you said after, but there were those spots where I'm observing a game and I think, oh, that's a mistake. I'm thinking, oh shoot. They blundered here. But it really wasn't a blunder. It was. I mean, it was my misreading that misinterpreted these moves, and so the more of those I see, or the more plans I see coming to fruition, or I could see plans that are happening. I say like, oh, this is a good player. So if it's any consolation, this 3Q thinks you deserve your rating. And you say, I wonder how high I could go if I went full training arc in Shogi. I like the idea of trying, but I doubt I'd manage. Well, yeah, I haven't decided. There things going on in my world here, but like, I'm not sure where how hard and how far I'm going to be able to take it. But I'm sure going to try. Like, I'm sure going to try to max out whatever time I have here in doing this. That other obligations don't sort of get in the way. We'll see. I never expected that, like, in 2023 or what, in late December when I started doing this. Not that I've been doing it a long time, but I never thought I'd enjoy it as much as I do, and I worried that, like, playing. I'm talking here this whole time. I'm barely playing, but I was worried that I'd be playing so much that I wouldn't enjoy it, but it's not the case. Like as soon as I closed up the stream this morning, because I had that other thing I had to do with the home contractor. Like that whole time that they were here talking about the house, I was thinking about, okay, so what am I gonna do this afternoon? Where am I gonna play this afternoon? And I'm thinking, like, okay, well, it's gonna be bad hours, so maybe Shogi Wars won't be a thing, or maybe it will. And so I'm liking it. I'm liking it. And he's doing the Shogi equivalent of drawing straight on the paper with ink. I mean, what is that? What is that reference? Drawing straight on the paper with ink is I'm trying to think back to the other comments. But it says your work ethic is too bad, which is why I don't really think I deserve. Oh, well, that's whether, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll take your word for it on your own work ethic, but from what I see, the fruits of whatever work ethic you have look to be pretty darn impressive. I mean, boy, I'd like to be that good. I would like to be that good. Oh, you were talking about the kid. Yeah. And unfortunately, like his schooling was, well, I don't want to say forward. I don't want to make a judgment call on that, because who knows what's more important to anything. But anyway, yeah, he did not enjoy school. I think there was a lot of there's a lot of other stuff. It's tough to it's tough to be in a new school. Coming in the middle of the year or whatever. And I can't even imagine going to a school midterm and not really, understanding the other students as well. So, my hat was off to this kid and the family, and they were just so great. It was such a pleasure, and it still is, to go every Sunday and play with the remaining player. But like, there was just such good times, and such a good kid, and you just love to see this mini Hikaru, like kind of my little Hikaru no Go life here, where this little kid is aiming to be a pro, and working hard for it. And so yeah. All right. It's been an hour 51. I think I've only played one game. My mea culpa here, or I'm sorry. I'm gonna jump into another one. Although no, I see another comment. Intuition developed quite a bit by analyzing practical endgame shapes, solving Jisen Tsume Shogi. What is Jisen? Jisen. Going through castle destroying. Okay. Yeah, the castle destroying and books. So yeah, ending attack techniques and storming the Mino castle. Yeah, these are the ones I'm using for that. Next problem. There's a study or two on Lee Shogi about find the next problem, and it's small. It's a small study, unfortunately. I have not found much material for that. So if you have material like Japanese books or that are on Amazon.co.jp, please share, because I'm I would like to look for that, as long as it doesn't require reading Japanese. So it's like a Tsume problem where I can make out the answer when I flip the page. I can read the notation, the coordinates. I can read that out. But other than that, like those things where it says, Sente will be good if this, or like it's too much for me to follow. A practical, okay. Those they resemble positions you might encounter in real games. I wish if you have recommendations there too, please. Like, almost all of these Tsume books I have are the contrived, small Tsume puzzles, which are great, great. But like, that's one thing I really love about chess. Like some of the chess.com and their puzzles, they're real. They came from a real game. So all the pieces are on the board. I need to process the entire board. That's one of the things I like about Shogi Quest. Just on a tangent. Yes, I do know Shogi notation, so I can read all that. I can read all that. You're stopping me from no. So this is great. This is great discussion. I don't have Japanese Kindle Unlimited. No. So I've been buying a bunch of books from Japan, from Amazon.co.jp, but I don't have the Kindle Unlimited. Is that is there a way to like I don't mind buying the ebooks outright if that's possible. I just don't know how that would work on my Kindle, because I've got an American account. I've got my American account on my Kindle, but I guess I can get I do have two. Like, I have an old Kindle. I guess I could turn that into my like region locked Japan Kindle. I assume. In Shogi-Pan, you say Shogi Quest ones are pretty practical. It seems that way. There are some weird contrived ones. It seems like where the king is way at the bottom of the board, and I wouldn't mind being able to skip problems like those. Like, I'd rather, even though those might come into play, not very often. Not very often. Yeah. The Urano books in particular are amazing, even though they aren't Jisen. Yeah. Shogi-Pan. All your recent training is from Shogi Quest, and then I rely on openings I studied months ago at least. That seems to be a similar-ish approach to the strong player that I play with every week. And he's just continuing to get better. He's continuing to get better. He's just like to extend that metaphor of the people pulling down the street. Like he's pulling me along because I don't want I don't want the gap to widen enough. I don't want the gap to widen so much that the games aren't fun for him. So I'm trying to keep up with all my might, and so maybe in that way we're kind of pulling each other. Who knows? I don't want to take it too far, but like he's also younger, so he's got a better brain than I do. But so are you okay with? I don't feel comfortable with my Navi just because. Like I tried once and it kept complaining about my phone number or something, if I remember back. Like it was really difficult to buy, but that's going back at least a year. So maybe that's improved over the year. I don't know, or maybe I just need to buckle up and get it done. That said, I don't like reading PDFs. Like I don't like reading on a computer. I like reading on a Kindle or in a real book. I like doing problems on the computer, obviously, but like when I'm doing these tsume, my feeling, although as I think I've mentioned, I'm a software developer. I'm staring at a screen a zillion hours all day. I would like to not be staring at a screen as much. When I'm doing these studies, if that makes any sense at all. So like the PDFs, I usually steer clear of. It's just a personal preference of mine. They haven't. There is an easy guide they have. Okay. I remember Killer Ducky had done a guide of. Killer Ducky's done a lot of guides for some of these sites, and I think he might have done one for MyNavi because I know he was reading some MyNavi stuff. So Shogi-pan, you're also on MyNavi. Okay. So it's like they have fully international because you're in Norway, right? You can put the PDFs on the Kindle. Oh, and they look all right. The resolution and stuff. The image, it's readable. It seems like PDFs sometimes on the Kindle are hit or miss. But if these are good, if these are designed nicely with Kindle in mind, or like that'd be great. Yeah, maybe I could buy one of those just as a test. They're not expensive. And Ghost One, you love your MyNavis. Okay, all right. Well, you all have convinced me. Yeah. Oh, so you couldn't even do it with the country code. Oh. Okay. So you okay? Shogi, explain. You literally do read yours on a Kindle. Okay. Perfect. All right. I'm gonna do that. So if you have like a particular set of recommendations, or just one or whatever to get started with for some of those MyNavis, I'd really appreciate it because that'd be a really good test. The one puzzle per page. Debusho, the YouTuber. He's got, although his are an ebook, his are an actual Kindle ebook. It's that one problem per page, and I really like that. I really like that. It's a nice look. Although I don't think his are actually formatted perfectly, because when like in the solutions when it highlights a move, I'm guessing in color it's like a yellow highlight on top of the move you want to do, but on the Kindle it just turns into black, so it blackens the square. But whatever. Yeah. And if it doesn't work, just transcribe it over to a real book. Yeah. Like a monk with my quill and just drawing the old I'll draw my own like drawings around it, and by candlelight transcribe these shogi books into proper literature. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, good times. Good times. This stuff is fun. See, that's also that's the problem for me, is that like I will just go over the deep end on all these books and just do it. And then that's not even to mention the equipment. Like, I love equipment. I love shogi equipment. I love chess equipment too. But I love shogi pieces. I love shogi boards. I love kaya. I love clocks. So, the weirdo Casio, the Meijin Sen clocks that, are used in Japan a lot. Those blue ones with the white plungers. I've got a couple of those, and it's all so good. It's all this stuff is so good, and there's so much, there's so much craftsmanship in this stuff, and there's the personality of the art. It's terrible. That's the great regret. I mean, that's the great regret of shogi, is that like I almost never get to use mine. I almost never get to use my stuff because I go to the club, and like, so full disclosure, I don't know how many people agree with this, but like I also really like plastics. I like nice plastic sets. Like, there are some nice, what I consider to be really nice plastic sets. Ayoma Gobanten has some. I think the ones from the JSA or in their dojo or whatever are nice. I love it. I love good plastic pieces and a nice vinyl board. So I've got a few vinyl boards. I've got some nice plastic pieces. I love those too. So I greatly prefer a nice plastic piece over a cheap wood set. So there's that. But we're all there. We're playing, and so it's always a debate. What do I bring? Do I bring my plastic? Do I bring my roll up vinyls and my plastic sets and my Shogi CZs in case we get new people? So I'll usually bring those, but sometimes I'll bring, like last night, I brought I've got a table, just a one sun soon the 3 centimeter kaya board from Ayoma Gobanten. So I brought my kaya board, and then I brought a piece set, a one character piece set, the sort of nicer. I think they've got a couple options at Nekomato. There's a nicer one that's single character carved and painted with the red promotion side, and it's not maple. It's like that. I don't think it's maple. It's like this. I think they call it like axe breaker or something like that. I have to look up what this wood actually is, but it doesn't look like maple to me because the grain. It's got a nice grain. Versus maple, which I think looks great in chess pieces, but not as great in the shogi pieces. At least I've got a maple set, another one character set from Ayoma Gobanten, which is maple, and I don't like the grain as much as I like the Nekomato, but I like the carving and the painting better than I like the Nekomatos. But Ono Ore, I think that's the X breaker or something like that. Oh, and you say you use a DGT 3000, yeah. I've the same illness I have for shogi equipment I have for chess equipment. So I've got a DGT 3000. I've got a DGT 2500. I've got a few chess clocks, and I love those. I don't use those as much as I do for shogi, but like as I do for my shogi ones. I have like I said, I've got the 2 Meijin Sens, which I bought from a couple random, one from Amazon.co.jp, one from a Go shop, an online Go shop. I think that's based out of like the Denver Go Club or something like that. But anyway, so I've got these 2. They're really cool. They're quirky. They're quirky as heck. Like they're the quirkiest clocks I've ever used. Really quirky, but like it's the clocks I see Tetsuya or the YouTube Japanese streamers playing with. So it's like, and I see it at Kobin Cafe. So it feels like authentic. But we never use those. We never use those because the countdown, when we were playing over the board and using it, the countdown is tough. Like we kept timing out where the time trying to calculate where it says Hach Q and then the game would end and like as we're making our move, and it's because the clock is so quirky. It's also a little time consuming to reset it to where there's only Byoyomi left. So we've been using. When the kid was here, he had one of those Nekomato clocks, which is a rebranded DGT. It's like those super simple. All it does is it says Shogi clock on it. It's from Nekomato. It's a rebranded DGT. I can't remember the number, but like all it does is Byoyomi, like time with Byoyomi. So. There's no Fisher, there's no delay. It's not a chess. It is only like all as far as I can tell. It is only for shogi, and it's kind of really it's smaller and it doesn't feel as big as playing on the Meijin Sen. San Francisco Shogi Club. They've got Meijin Sens and something like that. So you're playing and you hear the Japanese countdown, but especially in the setting we're in at the coffee shop, the Nekomato clock works out really well. So the kid had one of those that he had brought back from Japan. He had brought from Japan when he played, so we played with that. I had one, and I've got so now I have 3 of these just in case, and I'll bring them around in case other people want to use a clock or whatever. And I really like that. So we've mostly settled on using that clock when we play with clocks. At East Bay or occasionally at Silicon Valley, we'll mostly use that clock. It's a great simple clock, really easy to set. We mostly play 1040, sometimes 1560. And then okay, so yes, Ona Ore is Axe Breaker, and you prefer beeps. Yeah, the pragmatic, practical person in me says I prefer the beeps too. The pragmatic person, but like the artiste, the artiste in me, or the connoisseur of equipment here says I need to hear those countdowns because it's so cool. It might lose me some games, but I need to hear those voices. And then someone brought one of those Byoyomi timers over here. Yeah, it was okay. I prefer the DG. Yeah. Yes, I agree with you. The DGT 3000 and to an extent as well, to a similar extent, the DGT 2500, which is the newer one with it doesn't connect to a board, but it's the new GGT clock that has bigger not plungers. What do they call the angles and the paddles or whatever? They also show better whose turn it is, and it's got a bigger text than the DGT 3000. So I'm guessing at some point there will be like a 3500 that is the replacement for the 3000. I'm guessing the version of this 2500 that's next to the board. I don't know, but yeah, the 3000 is really good. I also prefer that to the Nekomato clicky timers. I'm also convinced that the Nekomato clicky timer will degrade over time because there's only so many clicks in these things, and it's a very lightweight plastic. And but anyway, that's why I have 3 of them. The first reason beyond wanting to have so that everyone will be able to play with a clock if they want to play with a clock. The reason is if Nekomato goes out of business, I want to have some of these in reserve. So I've got a few of those because I do think they feel more brittle than the DGT 3000 or the Meijin Sen. But I've got 2 of these Meijin Sens, and I'm not going to buy another because I almost never use it, and they're basically a couple $100. It's kind of absurd. Killer Ducky, welcome. Hey, good to see you. There should be a clock that connects to your smartphone. The phone does all the complicated logic. There's something. I know there were some Kickstarters. There were some Kickstarters like that, and there's a guy named Shelby Lorman in the chess world. His company now is called Chess Gorilla, and I think he's running the Rochester Chess Center. He used to be in California. I think he was building some of these piece sets and doing some of the equipment for Wood Expressions. But yeah, really cool guy. I ended up talking to him. I don't remember what the instigation was, but like I ended up talking to this guy. I never met him before. Just I was a customer. We ended up talking on the phone. In 2022, or we're talking on the phone. It's so weird to be talking to someone on the phone. But yeah, we talked on the phone for probably like an hour about chess equipment, and he had these plans, and I think he's still working on it. Where there's a Chronos. I think there's a, I can't remember the branding of the Chronos. There's a Chronos device. Big text, nice, heavyweight, capacitive buttons, but it communicates with the phone to set your time. So like all that fancy logic, like because chess stuff, it seems like it's getting not like it's crazy, but like some of these are pretty complicated chess or timing rules. It's set on the phone and then sort of quickly communicated with the clock. So it sounds like a great idea, and obviously you don't want to kill your phone touching it. So I think that stuff is coming. Whether or not it'd be good for I remember mentioning to him, this is going back a couple years ago. I might have been talking about it in the context of Go for all I know, but like I said, you should consider, if you're looking for some nice differentiation between other products, you should also look into adding Byoyomi, because so few of these chess clocks support proper Byoyomi, or make it straightforward to do. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. I think there was another Kickstarter about the phone-based type stuff where there's a device you put the phone on, and the plungers or whatever you'd call them are actually mechanical. They're not on the phone, but the phone is driving the logic. Todowski, hey, thanks for joining in. Shogi Pond, you don't like beeps. You need the lady telling you the time. I hear you. I mean, I love it. I feel like such a nerd. I feel like such a nerd thinking it's cool. Ooh, there's a voice in the computer telling me the time. It's like it's 1985 here, and I'm like thinking that this is like high tech. But whatever it is, for whatever reason, it's like cool. Yeah, this is it. But it is. But both this the person in East Bay that I played against and myself, we both misjudged that. So we both. I don't want to say lost because we continued the game, but like we both misunderstood the timing of when she says Q and then the game ends. So you kind of need to you need to get used to it. And, just like everything, you need to get used to it. Just like with the beeping clocks, you need to you sort of build that mental sound of beep to where is the end. I guess it's just a matter of building muscle memory. But it's funny. The first one or two times we used these clocks, we were both misjudging how much time we had left. We thought we had like a half second left, and we didn't. And it's weird because when I came back home, I tried to reproduce the situation just on my own, being like, is it really ending the game early? Like, is it ending but it wasn't. It seemed correct when I was doing it totally in isolation, but in the game it wasn't. I wonder, maybe it's not fair, or maybe it's not like in the true competitive nature of the clock, but I wonder if there should be a little padding. there. Like, the goal is not to win by time, but like maybe give a 0.2 second extra padding if things are tight, because it takes some time to say the numbers. The 81 like a TD. Yeah, Killer Ducky, totally. Instead of having like I see videos from people on YouTube are like, okay, it's the National Chess Open in Las Vegas this weekend. Here's how you set the DGT 3000 for 2 hours, 40 moves, 30 minutes, 60 moves, and then 60-second delay, like that kind of thing. You've got this cottage industry, it seems like, of YouTube videos telling people how to program their various clocks for these major tournaments. And yeah, that would be really awesome if a TD could just give that QR code or URL or whatever to do it. That would be cool. And then you say 81 Dojo says Q, and they're like, yes. Yeah, I mean, I've wondered about that. I mean, I was playing on 81 Dojo, actually Shogi Wars as well, this recently. I was playing, and I'm not gonna hide my shame. But I wanted to win real bad. I wanted to win real bad, and I would have taken a timeout in this case. So I'm watching, I'm eyeing that 30-second Byoyomi, and I'm seeing it, and it's like, it ticks. And I hear the cue, and I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, I got the win. It's still going. It's like time in the universe has slowed down to be able to accommodate, the constant of the time constant or whatever of the universe has slowed down such that this to make this shogi clock of this player overseas stay alive against me. The universe is conspiring against me. But like, I wonder. But to its credit at 81 Dojo, I think that's how it should be. I personally don't. Ignoring the fact that I really wanted to win, I think that's the way to go. And I wish the Meijin Sen clock, this Casio Meijin Sen, I can't remember what the number is, the model number. I wish it had a little bit more padding. Maybe not as much as 81 Dojo or Shogi Wars sometimes, but like a little more. Yeah. If you're hearing Q, you should probably be moving. Well, see, but that's the thing that over the board too is that and like anything, it's a matter of getting used to it. But like over the board, it takes some time to make a move. So here on Shogi Wars in those 10-second matches where I'm thinking. I especially on a long range move, say I'm going from let's say I'm Sente and I'm going from 8-8. I'm gonna make a capture of the lance from 8-8, my bishop on 8-8 going to 1-1. Like that's a long range move, so that's a click, move, click, and then click again for the promotion. Like I'm in the mode now where I've got to have 2 seconds for that move, because like I think you might have been in on one of these where I lost basically doing exactly that. But over the board, it's even worse, where you've got to take someone's piece and move your piece and flip your piece. So like we've been playing over the board for a long time now, so we're pretty good at the traditional piece placement and flipping and whatnot. But even so, it takes time to make that move. It takes time. It takes time to make a shogi move, especially in my limited experience playing chess over the board. Like chess, you can make that graceful swipe where you move your piece and capture. It's like a one-arm movement in chess. Like move your piece, let go of your piece on the square as you're picking up the other person's piece and as you're going to press the clock. So it's like one move. It's not quite like that in shogi, especially if you're trying to be polite or whatever. Take the piece, put it down, move your piece, flip it, do that. Oh, you fixed lag compensation on Lee Shogi. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it because that has saved me. That has definitely saved me once. Because I don't have the greatest connection to Lee Shogi, it seems like. And then you say OTB, in my opinion, as long as you complete the move before June, it's fine. But it might take a second. Yeah. So you really need to plan it out. I think maybe the effect that my playing partner and I are feeling is that the Nekomato clock starts the beep, and so like that's at the 5-second point, I believe. Hopefully I'm not misspeaking. It goes to beep, 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 and then the flat beep at 5 seconds. So we know we have time. We know it's not a lot of time, but we know we have just enough time to pick up the piece, move it, and press the clock. Versus like if someone's saying, yon, go, and it's like it still feels, maybe to me anyway, it still feels like I've got some time. Very strange. The Abema TV Blitz game coverage was hilarious. I've seen one of those. I don't know if it was Abema TV, but I saw a YouTube video or a clip of the Shogi pros playing Blitz, and I watched it and I thought, because before then I was wondering, why don't I see anyone playing Blitz Shogi? Like why aren't any of these people playing Blitz? Because Blitz is such a major part of chess, it seems like. And then I saw this video and it's like, okay, well maybe that's why. It's like 10 second is tough. 10 seconds tough. Or I think they were playing flat 3 minute. I think they were playing this one that I saw, I think was flat, was just game in 3. Was game in 3. And it was a mess. Pieces were all over. And so I don't know if Abema is similar. And then, Shogi explained, you say you've heard that in times of great stress, an adrenaline rush will slow down your perception of time. So you experience anxiety in a Shogi game. Maybe that adrenaline rush is giving you some extra time. Well, I've always got anxiety in Shogi, so it's like I don't know if it's gonna like take any more away or give me any more, but I'm there's the added pressure for me where I'm trying to be proper, where I'm trying to be I don't know the full culture around the piece movement and placement and all that kind of stuff. So like, my understanding is that the proper way, the proper etiquette is to take the piece, put it on your piece stand, move your piece and flip it and put it down, And so I, even in time pressure, I try to do that. And then when the time pressure gets really bad, I don't do it, and I feel bad about it because I feel like, oh, is my opponent judging me? Like, am I being judged for being a heathen here? Being a ball in a china shop. Oh my! Like it's. I know he's not thinking this because he does it too. But it's like, is there anyone? Is there any like shogi aficionado behind me who's watching and thinking, this dirty American is pressing the clock while holding a piece he captured? Like, this person should be banned from shogi. Like, I'm living in constant fear of being judged in the way that I place my pieces, the way I touch the clock, the way I put my piece on the stand. So like, the truth be told, that's one of my biggest fears about going to Japan and playing there, is that I think I know the etiquette, but like I don't want to make a fool of myself. And I've learned since in the past few months, I've learned that not only is there etiquette around the furigoma and the placement of the pieces and the movement of the pieces and the clock and all this stuff, there's also an etiquette for waiting for your games and being called up and recording the results of the games and handing those in if you won the game to the person who runs the desk. So, I hear that and I'm like, my heart starts beating and I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't go to Japan and play because like it's bad enough. It's bad enough that I don't speak I can sometimes make myself understood in the most minor. I could probably muddle my way through the most minor of things. But like I don't, so I'm already worried that I don't speak. But if I'm also a bull in a china shop, not respecting the proper tradition of how games are assigned and recorded and handed in, it's like I don't want to go there and insult people. I want to go. I love this game, and it's like I want to play and share this love of the game with people. But like, yeah, my little hangups. You say that 81 Dojos Byoyomi is much more forgiving than Lee Shogi. Yes. I have definitely commented on that. I think it's because of the. I don't know if it's because of the mechanics of it. I think it's because of the sound, the ticking, the tick tick tick. It's probably just because I'm not as used to it as I am with the countdown and with the beep. But if you look at some of my game or my game record, I bet I've played a decent number of 10-second games on Lee Shogi, not a lot, but against this player Count-On, I think his name is Count-On 10. And now that I'm saying that out loud, I wonder if the username is because he only plays 10-second shogi or 10-minute shogi. Oh wow! Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. But anyway, they're always there playing casual 10-second. I say the nicest person. Obviously, I don't know the personality of this person, but like they're very nice to me, and they give me a lot of rematches. They challenge a lot, even though they're clearly better than I am. We've played a lot of games, So when I'm playing, off on another tangent, when I'm playing someone much better than me, I want to try to give them a fun, good game. So I don't want to do anything stupid like timeout, but like on Lee Shogi against him, I've timed out quite a bit, and it's just because I don't know if it's just a little too subtle for my brain. Where I'm accustomed, because on Lee Chess, I don't think there's much sound. And I know in the chess clubs I go to or have gone to, they don't play with sound on the clock. So there's no sound on the clock. And they're not flagging, they're not flagging because they don't know the time. They're at least from what I can see. But like in Shogi, maybe it's just because of the nature of Byoyomi, I don't know. But like, if I don't have that sound dialed in, I'm going to time out. So I think I've timed out a lot of games on Lee Shogi where I time out and I'm surprised. Like I'm surprised that I timed out. So like, there's definitely moments in Shogi Wars or on Lee Shogi where I time out because I realize I'm going to time out. But on Lee Shogi, more often than not, when I've timed out, it comes as a surprise to me. And I have the setting to where it's like 10 seconds. Where it starts counting down. So I would love, like, the very few requests I have left for Lee Shogi, like beyond Sume Rush or Puzzle Rush or Puzzle Storm or whatever we would call this, the progressive mode of start out easy and in 3 minutes get as many puzzles solved. Like, that's my big, that I would love that just because I love that. I'm a sucker for it. I love it. I've done it a lot of times on Lee Chess. But I would also love the ability to have a countdown on Lee Chess, just because it's what I'm used to. And yeah. It says you went to an in-person tournament well, let me make sure I didn't miss this other one. Okay, it's the one when you went to an in-person tournament, quite a few people had their smartwatches go off because it noticed a severe increase in heart rate. Oh, I believe that. I was actually thinking that who was doing that recently in the chess world? I think that there was an Armageddon tournament, like a FIDE Armageddon tournament that was played, I assume in Russia. I don't know, but and published by by World Chess on YouTube. So a bunch of these cool games where they're playing fast time controls, and they've got the heart rate monitor. And then I think recently in some, I don't know if it was a chess.com tournament. Recently there was another tournament where there was heart rate monitors, and I was thinking, I'd be curious what mine would do. So I have a mental note. That I'd like to pick one of these up and see if I might be able to hook it up to see while I'm playing. This was before I had started streaming, so I thought I would just do it for my own knowledge. But like, if I could figure out a way to hook it up to a stream, I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to see, because I'm genuinely curious. Because I see like there was a recent podcast where actually they were talking about it, and they were saying that like Richie Rapport, this Hungarian grandmaster, who's I guess my perception of him, and I think others' perception of him, that he's kind of this laid back, calm and cool guy. His heart rate was going high, like in the 150s for some of these situations, and I think Wesley So was also going high. And I wouldn't have pegged him. I would have also pegged him as a very calm and cool, reserved person who he just knows. He's just this real solid player. So I thought he'd be one of the low heart rate guys, but he's one of the high heart rate guys. And I'm curious, just myself, where I'd be. I think that'd be really cool. So I believe it. But just while you're on that note, you talk about smartwatches going off. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's 2023. It's 2024. You can't be wearing watches in tournaments. You can't be wearing watches. There's I hope it doesn't get to the point. Where vision technology and all these AI assistants and stuff like that render tournaments annoying. Like I'm thinking of how much fun I had last night playing over the board. We had our 11 or 12 or how many people we had at the club, and if people start wearing, AI enhancement, that really kind of ruins everything. But I don't think we'll get there. I think enough people are playing this game for the love of the game, and there won't be a problem. So yeah, a lot of people experience anxiety. Definitely. I don't know what I'd call mine. I don't know if I'd call it anxiety. I don't know what I'd call it. Flustered, nerves, frantic. I don't know if I'd call it anxiety, but maybe that is what anxiety is, and I just don't want the negative connotation of it. I don't know. A couple people on Shogi have moved to Japan and started playing in Shogi dojos. Less of a big deal. That's good to hear. The person that I know that was talking about these rules. One of the people is Japan, the parent of the child I talked about, and the other one is a player who visited in the local club, who had visited and had played in the dojo. And you say, I'm curious how one writes rules to allow medical devices. I don't know if you're joking, Todovsky, but seriously, are we in? I'm not going to be doom and gloom. I am not going to be doom and gloom about this stuff. But are we going to get to the point where there's just where I don't think so. Especially at my level, it's one thing, but it's I don't like to think too much about it, about the whole cheating stuff, because it's just disappointing. Yeah. Then Shogi said, maybe I'll show up at a tournament with the transcranial magnetic stimulation device. Well, the glasses, or what does I don't know if Facebook has the AI glasses. The at some point, and I have to believe that point is now. It will be very easy to write an app that parses the board and gives you, and is, I don't know if running an engine locally, I don't know how much CPU power is on these, or it's just a matter of running, connecting up to a Yanra O instance in the cloud. Like all that stuff, to the programmer and me, like that's all easy. That's all easy stuff, and fun stuff to write, as a, like it's fun to make things like that, but like that'd be gross. It's gonna have, like, at some point, are you gonna start banning glasses? Like are all glasses gonna be infected with this? Not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I am going to become Shodan legitimately. I don't care if I'm playing in a world of bots. I'm somehow going to hit this goal and then move beyond. This is not the end goal, but like I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it for real, and I'm going to have my Menjo certificate, and nobody's going to ever see it, but I'm going to see it. And then, okay, you lost quite a few games when you first started playing online due to audio mixer settings. You depend too much on the Byoyomi countdown. I definitely depend on it. So there's no question in my mind. I am dependent on it, 100%. And as I was saying, like clearly people can play without it because the chess world doesn't have the volume on in their tournaments. Yeah. And I guess I was saying that Byoyomi makes it harder. Actually, I think the Fisher increment makes it harder because it's not a constant time per move that you have. Your time is variable, depending on how much you used. It can, go up and down. So even when you're getting 5 seconds or whatever, you don't really know at the start. You don't know at the start, like, in a shogi game, at the end, you always have 30 seconds per move or 10 seconds per move. In a chess game, you don't know. I mean, I guess if you're playing delay, you might say you have 5 seconds, but like, yeah. I don't know. Magic based. Hey, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. List out your requests for the shogi. I can maybe add them to your version of the game. Oh, yeah. My request is I mean, I don't write it out. Or list out. It's voice countdown. Nice. Like Shogi Wars does it well. They obviously I'm a sucker for this. They've got me paying for premium just to hear those voices. It's what is the regular price? $5 per month. $5 per month. $5 per month. But if you want all the premium voices, these voices that are not helping me win games, it's like $8.50. So voices would be nice. And I think also the beep, the representative of the Nekomato clock, where it does beep, 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 beep. And if you ever need an audio file of that, just let me know. I can make I don't know if there's anything online. I can make a video or just send one to you, or just put it on YouTube or something like that. And just to get that sound. So Todosky, you say maybe you need to record your voice. Yeah. We have a shogi community list. Well, yeah, the menu, the Todosky, the Shogi Explained, the Get Shogi Harbor, counting it down. Like that would be cool. It'd be really cool if 81 Dojo or someone like that let you do that. On a tangent, just because I'm always going on tangents, what is the deal with 81 Dojo if you bring up the JavaScript console? It just locks you. It's like, you're done. You're off. I don't know if anyone's ever gone into there. I suspect Tardowski. How do you get those pieces to be blue in your videos from 81 Dojo? I'm guessing you made, in my mind, I'm thinking you made an extension for that. But by the same token, I'm thinking if you even open up the JavaScript console, 81 Dojo freaks out. So like that must be a labor of love to make that. And about the cheating thing, you can count on people who misuse new tools to ruin things. Totally. So you did make a user style for it. I'm curious. Did you run into that same problem where 81 Dojo freaks out when you have the nerve to open up a JavaScript console? Did I just lose? Did I lose any of my drop? No. Okay. I hope not. Yeah, it's anti-cheating, but it's like it's like it's like setting up a door. It's like you've got your yard, you've got your property, and putting up just sticking up a door in the middle of your front yard with no fence. They just stick a door in the way. It's like no one's gonna get through this door, kind of thing. It's like come on, guys. It's so funny. It cracks me up. It's like it's only gonna bother the nice the people who are just curious and want to do things. Because my thing was that I wanted to go in there, just take a look at the quickly get in, inspect the page, see what is causing the previous move highlight, because that's one of my, as minor as this sounds, that is one of my major gripes with 81 Dojo, is that I feel that the last move indicator where it highlights the move, the square in orange, I feel that is way too subtle. Especially like if I'm concentrating, and maybe I just need to improve my board vision, but like I want to, when I open up a board and I'm watching, because I observe a lot of games, or if I'm playing and I come back to the board, I want to know immediately where the last board was. I don't want to have to visually scan and take a second or 2 seconds to parse the board and say, okay, here's this subtle orange. Like I like, Shogi Club 24, it lets me choose the color and it lets me pick up a really nice color like a blue or a green that's so obvious that I can do it. So I was looking, I thought, all right, I'll just go in, put some user CSS in there and be done with it. But then 81 Dojo freezing up the whole page. It's like, come on. But yeah, I see you say that I saw your URL that it's a user styles. I will be checking that out. One second here. And just respond to a message from my wife. And okay, so that's, I'm going to take that away. There was a case when a blind man used a Bluetooth earbud to cheat in chess. He got away with it for a long time. I'm laughing because I'm like incredulous at some, at the lengths that which people will go. But a lot of people put a lot of themselves into their game and into their ratings. And so, I'm trying very hard, as much as I want to hit Shodan, as much as I want to improve my level as reflected in ratings, like I have to keep things, I can't let myself get extreme. It's like I want to be aware that, always be in mind, some people take this so seriously. Some people take this so seriously that they start cheating. And it's like, I don't want to put myself in that sort of position. Stein Tholo Bjornsson. Okay. Shodan. Oh, you say Shodan. I mean, ideally, like I would do it on Shogi. My ideal would be, well, of the sites that have the Menjo, which I think are just 81 and Shogi Wars. I don't think Shogi Club 24 does Menjo, but like there's zero chance in my life that I'm going to hit one dan, Shodan on Shogi Club 24. As much as I spent, half an hour talking about how much I love Shogi Club 24 and how, for whatever reason, it resonates with me such that like it feels to me like almost like I'm playing over the board and I love the site. I'm under no delusions that I'll ever be that high. So like what is it? A show like a legit Shodan is what, like 6Q to 10Q on Shogi Club 24, I think. I don't remember. But so I say I would like Shogi Wars. But realistically, it seems to me like 1Q is such that Elo Hell like slog that I don't know if like I think realistically I won't hit I think realistically I wouldn't like there's a good chance that someone who's 2 or 3 dan in JSA dojo / 81 dojo would be able to hit Shodan on Shogi Wars. So right now, as much as I've downplayed how much I like to play on 81 Dojo, I think that's the place that I keep my rating in my head, where if and when I get good enough, I feel to start making a run, I'll start trying to make that run on 81 Dojo, because, well, yeah, like I don't want to cheese 81 Dojo. Like I think there's a way that I've observed some people, not present company is not included in this. I've seen some people who seem to inflate their ratings on 81 Dojo by playing like Westerners or whatnot, or like any system where you can pick your opponent has its air of illegitimacy anyway. But anyway, 81 Dojo. In answer to the question, 81 Dojo. I would love to be able. You say tell March became a European champion before he became Shodan on Shogi Club 24. Is Telmarch Shogi Harbor's wife? I'm not familiar with the usernames. Like I've seen some of these players in the videos. I've seen the players in the videos. The European videos where they have their tournaments and everything like that, and I live vicariously through those videos. Is that like her husband is a great shogi player, amateur shogi player, right? Or maybe I'm totally wrong. You say it's an anti-cheating measure, but it's pretty easy. Yeah. I have no issues using the dev console on 81 Dojo. Oh, the JavaScript doesn't work if you have the dev tools open in another window, so I just keep the dev tools open on a separate monitor. Oh, okay. Weird. And use the dev tools to interact with the WebSocket protocol to produce the game that was featured on Shogi. Okay. Cool. That's cool. If you want to be If you want to be a Shodan on Shogi Wars, easy. Just pay for Kishin tokens. You mean, what do I have here? 127 summon possible. I get some number of these. I get some number of these every month as a premium member. I think they give like 10, something like that. So you get 10 for. You get 10 for every month, I think, and then some of the tournaments, I think I've gotten some, and I'm sure I've used a few, my dream was to stream snipe Killer Ducky and just play the entire game as Kishin, back in the day. So I tried to stream snipe him, but I got caught playing someone else who like crushed me or whatever. Yeah, so that was my grandiose shogi plan, was to stream snipe Killer Ducky and use up all my kishin on him. In certain communities, if you're found cheating on Lee Shogi or 81 Dojo, then you can be shunned. I mean, that should be everywhere. It says nobody takes Shogi War seriously since you can literally pay to win. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why, but someone using Kishin doesn't bother me. Like the few times, like it almost never happens. Maybe to you as a higher level player it happens more often, but like to me, I think it, unless it's hidden from me in a way that I'm not realizing people are doing it, I think it shows, right? I think that the other person has done it. And in my mind, I want to say that this happened like fewer than 5 times to me. And in each case, it's weird. I don't think I was like, oh, this cheater. I think I just sort of rolled my eyes. I think I just rolled my eyes a bit like, oh, brother. It's like, oh, I'm not going to win this game. Or then it becomes the arms race where, okay, this guy did a Kishin. I think I had a game like that. I think I had a game like that where he did the Kishin and then I Kishined right back. And I don't think he did another Kishin. So it's like the Cold War here. It's mutual. I've got 127 nuclear warheads in my Shogi Wars account, and it's mutual assured destruction. You want to take me out with your Kishin. Be prepared. You're going to spend some of your money to beat me. So I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because it's part of the system, and maybe it's sort of part of the way the game is built on Shogi Wars. But like, it doesn't bother me. But clearly, if someone on Lee Shogi or 81 Dojo is doing it, that's a clear breach of etiquette, and should just be banned from the site. Like, maybe give a warning. I don't know. My sense is that 81 Dojo is run like a ghost ship. That no one's actually like really running it anymore or maintaining it. It's just like this thing that Hidechi built a decade ago that just runs. That's my perception. Maybe that's way off base, and they've got like a team of 100 working on it. But my perception is that it's just a ghost ship, kind of running on its own, and that if cheating happens, like I don't even know how I would report cheating on 81 Dojo. And the thing is, I'm afraid. So going off on yet another tangent, I stopped playing. On 81 on chess.com, I stopped playing correspondence games because Picross, I see the first time chat. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming on. You hope Hidechi's at least doing server maintenance. Yeah, I mean they must be doing maintenance. Software won't run unless it's the most brilliant software ever. It won't just run forever without any support. But these I was playing correspondence games on chess.com, what they call daily games, and I was a member there of the chess. There's a forum of it used to be there. A couple really nasty trolls came in and kind of ruined it. But anyway, there was a really nice chess books and equipment forum on chess.com. All of us kind of became internet friends, and we share photos of our pieces and discuss them and all that kind of piece stuff. Like I said, I'm a sucker for equipment, chess or shogi. Anyway, we had, or I think I had the idea that like let's play some games. Let's play some correspondence games. And we'll take photos and we'll share positions. And I wrote down my moves in a move pad. So like we were playing over the board online. So a bunch of friends, like there's a player in Sweden, there was a player in New York, and it was cool. It was cool. That was because I talked about it earlier. More than anything, those correspondence games that I played where I was making my moves on the board and taking photos and sharing with the group, that was the most fun I have ever had in chess outside of actual over-the-board play, and it was more fun than a lot of over-the-board play. It was a blast, like just meeting these people online and doing this. It was like one of my greatest chess idea, like the only good chess idea I've ever had was to do this thing, and it was so fun. Anyway, though, so I'm not good at chess. On chess.com, like the correspondence rate, I don't know, around 1,700 correspondence, which could mean 1,000, it could mean 20. It's meaningless. But like over the board, I've beaten some people over the board that are like 1,500 and 1,400. I've drawn a 1,900, which lucky, pure luck, and pure underestimated. Whatever. I'm not that good. Let's say, for the sake of the argument, that I'm a 1,300 USCF. Let's just say that. Which means, not good. Not terrible, but not good. Not Shodan level. But one of the players was like, let's say 700, 800 level. And so I won a game in 10 moves, like one of these correspondence games. I won a game in 10 moves, and against this player, and we're all friends in this forum. So we're playing for fun. We're playing for learning. We're playing, like, he was playing with a piece set that was Smurfs, and it was, I was playing with this reproduction Chauvet set, and he was playing with rooks or with Smurfs. And we're just playing for fun. But these games, so these two games against this player, I played perfectly. They were perfect games. No errors. The chess.com is like 97% or 99. I think the 10 move game was like 99.1. It was like 99.1 move accuracy, 91.1%, and the other game was like 95. I don't remember. This is a year ago. 95%, and we don't think anything of it. We're just playing. We're playing our games. Like, we know how that is. Like some people understand that engine and statistics and things like that are you need some semblance of subtlety to understand these things. However, my nephew who's like 10, he's 10 at the time, gets into chess. The chess boom. Chess boom is huge in schools in America and everything. So he's loving chess, and every gift now I'm giving him, like I gave him the recent one was like one of the USCF, like the travel sets, things like that. He gets my account. So he gets my account. I told him my account so that we could play online. He looks at my games. My two most recent games are against this other player. Gosh, I'm taking a long time telling the story. I apologize, but it's like he looks at these and he says, "Oh, are you using Stockfish?" And I'm like, No, I'm not. I don't cheat. No, I would never cheat on online in chess. And he's like, oh, because some of the friends are cheating, and you've got 99% accuracy. And I thought, I'm done with this. So I stopped playing correspondence. I stopped playing lower ranked players because, like, I live in constant fear on this. I lived in constant fear on this chess site of being like labeled a cheater, because there's nothing, there's nothing worse like that. That's the existential threat to chess is, as far as I'm concerned, sort of is cheating. And so to have my nephew think that I might be cheating, because he doesn't understand. These are numbers. This is a 10-move game. This is a 10-move game where the person made a blunder on move 2 and resigned on move 10, and it's like it's almost impossible not to play a perfect game. And you say the existential threat is chess.com. Well, I do not like how they put that percentage front and center. I understand why they do it. But if you go and you look at someone's games and they show, this game was evaluated at 99.1 versus 50.2, it's like, a lot of the chess playing population, or a lot of the world population, like they don't understand. Like my nephew, he was 10 years older. He might have been 9 at the time. Like he doesn't. All he knows, based on the zeitgeist, is that 99% accuracy equals cheater, or equals stockfish. It's just the way it is. And here I am, like a 1300 level player. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not not on that. I said it earlier, and I was kind of I was like, in my mind I was thinking, I hope Dodosky doesn't hear this, but I had said, like, I love Lee Chess. Lee Chess is my favorite chess site, but I'm not one of those chess.com haters. Like, I like chess.com. I like their software in certain ways. I like their software. I like what they've done in terms of promoting chess, and like it's not all bad to me. I've full disclosure, I've paid for their subscription. I haven't recently, but I've paid for there's they've gotten their yearly subscription for me for at least a few times. And I like chess. No, I don't like Chessable. I love Chessable. They were bought by chess.com, so it's not quite fair to call them chess.com. I've been a Chessable user for a bit of time. I think your comment, an argument can be made. But I do not like how they put that accuracy rating front and center without any sort of subtlety. So it's like, it made me not want to even play the game. And since that moment, I haven't played on chess.com, because no matter how I explain statistics, or no matter how I explain anything to my nephew, for all I know, he thinks I'm a chess cheater, and that, like, it hurts. But regardless, that was, if he just looks at all my other games, you'll see, like, anytime I'm playing anyone else who isn't like rated 900 in chess.com, which is like 500 USCF or whatever, it's like I'm playing 70% accuracy, 60% accuracy. But anyway, but yeah, so I take it seriously. But I do think, like 81 Dojo, and if 81 Dojo is not a ghost ship and they're watching these things, I think there does need to be there needs to be some sort of nuance in their approach. I think cheating is a bannable offense, but I guess I'm open to the idea that someone gets like one strike before they're out. And I don't know. I haven't thought too much about it. Thankfully, I don't think I can't remember thinking that I've run into a cheater on 81 Dojo or Shogi Wars. I don't think, or even Shogi Club 24. I don't think I have, but maybe I'm just being naive. I don't know. That's not true. I played a game against a guest on 81 Dojo a while back. Wouldn't surprise me if it was a cheat. Like, it was one of those where you look at the engine analysis, and it's like that situation. But again, I'm such a bad player. It's easy to make errors against, for me to make errors, and it's easy to follow up sometimes. But anyway, I'm rambling. It's a whole that whole cheating discussion is something else, and hopefully it doesn't infect the shogi world. I don't know. I like to think that Western shogi players, we're kind of a small enough group as it is that we're not going to cheat each other. Whatever. My goal is the self-improvement. But yeah. Oh, Night Sparrow, welcome back. Yeah, I'm still. Today has been so much of just me rambling. The Shogi-Pan, I never thought about that. Do Shogi Wars tell you when your opponent does Kishin? If so, it's funny. I'd only do Kishin in return. I think so. I'm not sure. Or like there are two levels of Kishin. There's the one that costs 1 ticket, and there's another, I think, that costs 3 tickets, which I think does higher level analysis or higher level moves or something. I don't know. But I swear that I've seen the gold come down. Like the screen goes gold, and so that's what was my indication to me that I needed to slam in my Kishin and start going. Yeah. Shogi-Pan, so you only have a warhead stockpile of 84. So if we go to war, the Team Ohio there is going to come out ahead. USA is going ahead of Norway in this battle. This battle for Shogi Wars supremacy at my 3Q level. You're 1Q, right? You're 1Q on Shogi Wars. I think you said. I think Ghoststone is Showdown. Yeah. I wonder where Shodan corresponds to in chess. Yeah, I Todosky would know better than I would, or Shogi Explained might know better as well. My impression, just based on the fact that Show 81 Dojo is 1500. 1500 sounds the level of what people say Shodan is. The way people seem to talk about Shodans and Shogi seems to me to be the way people talk about 1,500 to 1,700 players in USCF or FIDE, it seems. I don't know. And then you created the Hans Niemann fan club since you're more of a fan of Hans? Oh, man. Oh, no. We can never talk again. Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel going off way on a tangent. There was maybe a year and a half ago. Hans Niemann has been on some things, and then he started having more success. He was in some social media and things like that. And I heard him interviewed, and I said I don't know who I said it to. I might have been talking to myself. I don't know. I said, this guy's a cheater. This guy can't explain his moves, and he's so arrogant. So I made the executive decision in my mind. I said, I bet this guy's a cheater. No one who's this good in chess is going to be this arrogant and can't explain their moves. So I said in my mind, Hans Niemann is a cheater, and whatever. I'm just an idiot. I'm just a Twitch idiot who's watching streams and is a 1300 level chess player. But I have I have never thought that about any other chess player, about anyone ever in my life before. I think part of the impetus is when he got GM title, and he didn't want to go to this local tournament because he's like, I'm a GM, I shouldn't have to pay. Or he said some real snarky, he's a kid, and I wasn't I mean, I wasn't that arrogant as a kid, but like I had my strut. So I understand that. But I thought, this guy's so arrogant and he can't explain his moves. How could he be this good? I bet he's a cheater. And so I'm telling myself this probably to make myself feel better. And then all this happened, and I hear, oh, the pros have been suspecting Hans Niemann for a long time, and I'm like, oh, look at me, aren't I smart? Aren't I smart? So anyway, that's my little story about that. And yeah, I mean, I'm a big Magnus Carlsen fan just because it feels like he's such a great champion and he's such a good ambassador for the game. And I do think that cheating is like this existential threat that's coming for all these mind games. That it's just, as it gets easier and easier to cheat, it's like I don't want all this great stuff to go away. Shogi-pan, on Shogi Wars, you're 3Q. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were 1Q. I don't know why that was. I thought you were. Maybe it's just because I just assume everyone's always better than I am. And I saw you on 81 Dojo in that really nice game against Tulip. So like you're in my mind, just like hope I never see you again like playing, because like in my mind, you're like this. You're really good. Like I see Shogi Pan or your actual username, and I'm like, oh, this guy, this player's good. This player's good. And just like I see Todovsky. I see Shogi Explained. I see Tulip, and it's like, oh, they're good. They're good. Maybe someday I can be I can be that good. But yeah, I've built these like superhuman shogi heroes, the heroes of internet shogi in my mind, especially since I never got to see Carolina play online. I never was able to witness that. So these are my online heroes. Yeah. Oh man, it's fun. It's really fun. But it's motivating. Like jokes aside, it's motivating, and I want to get there, and it hurts. I think on 10 second at my peak, I think I was 3Q like around 50%. 10 minutes, I think I was like 3Q or 30-ish% if I remember correctly, whatever those percents mean. So I've fallen, I've fallen, and to date myself with an ad, I've fallen and I can't get up. Old, if you're old, you'll remember that. But yeah, that's there. Anyway, wow, it's oh my gosh, the stream has gone on for 3 hours and 15 minutes, and I have only played one game. So if someone is on here thinking like, oh man, I wanted to see Shogi, I am so apologetic. It's like there's always a risk getting me started talking that it's not going to stop. I had all these plans. I was going to play a bunch. I was going to show all these books, all these English books, and talk about these books. But could talk about the books tomorrow. But I'm going to get one more game in right now. The rambling is why you watch. Okay, well that's good. That's good. Well, hopefully the game now. If I play a game, hopefully I won't turn you off from this. My ugly play here. But I do want to get a game in. That last game, I lost that last game, right? Oh. Wait a minute. I've actually played, right? I didn't just have the one game that was a one move resign, was it? Oh, no way. Okay. I've played three. I've played three. The first game, I don't know what this means. I would love to know what these are, because even if you look at these image names, like they're nothing that I can make sense of. Like I don't know what these mean. Like sometimes it's a football. Sometimes like this guy's got sunglasses. I'm like what is that? The worried, sad look. I would love to know what these are. This is like is that a monkey hanging from a tree? I mean, this is the person that resigned on the first move. So maybe they really hate going against Central Rook, or maybe they were really intimidated by my avatar, which I earned by winning 5 games in a row. So I have played. Shoot. My wife is coming in. It's so late. Oh, I'm so disappointed. So she's coming in with dinner. She's coming back from work and had picked something up. So maybe I'm not going to be able to play another game right now. I'm not sure if I'll come back on for a third time tonight. This definitely, I do not have Shogi. Like I said, after this morning session, I met with that contractor, and while I was talking to the contractor, I was thinking about Shogi, wanting to play, and now I'm here, and like I'm wanting to play. I'm really wanting to play, especially now that Shogi Wars has a bigger population. Side note, I'm really rethinking the timing of that Monday marathon stream. I'm really rethinking that, because with that low population base, I was just getting murdered. Yes, upon further review, when I was looking at those games after the fact, I was playing all right. But really, it was just a massacre. And I don't hate it, but I don't love getting massacred. I don't know if that's fun for people to watch, just to watch some goon get crushed. I don't know. So like maybe that is fun. Maybe it is fun to watch someone just like in the pits of despair, suffering. But sorry, looking out the window, she's still there. So I've got 2 legit games in, a win and a loss this afternoon. One other win that was not legit. It was just that first one. But maybe I'll come back on later. Otherwise, I'll be on tomorrow, and I'll make time to talk. I really want to discuss some of these books at least, because there is that tier list discussion in Shogi Harbor. And anyway, yeah, this is so fun. This is so fun. The talking about the game, playing the game, just hearing what other people have to say about the game, like yeah, it's so awesome. It sounds like a broken record, but like I appreciate it. And just anyone hanging out and chatting, it's like it's a pure joy to be like chatting with you all about Shogi. So anyway, thanks. I'm gonna close it up now, and hope to see you soon. Thanks again. Good luck on your Shogi games, and you have a great remainder of the night or day or morning. And yeah, great non-Shogi stream. Technically there were 3 games in here. Technically there were 3 games. So maybe it's Shogi, but yeah. Thanks again, and talk to you later. Bye.